put the controller down. It's time to talk about the gaming industry. My name is TJ Leo.
And I'm Andrew.
And this is episode 52 of Press Pause, a gaming podcast. How are you, my friend?
I'm tired, but only because I got a lot of stuff done.
Yeah, well, that's good.
I've had a lot on my plate lately, but I've been doing a lot of stuff around my apartment. Got the shower issue fixed.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was a snafu in and of itself, but whatever, it's done now. Got shelves up.
Oh, nice.
So I'm not just stacking things on the floor. So a lot of stuff is getting done. Is
this all in an effort to be on webcam?
This is primarily in an effort to have a living space that I don't have to tiptoe around in order to not knock stuff over.
Yeah, that's a good idea. A good idea.
We'll see about the webcam later.
Sweet. It will happen one day, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Housekeeping. Not much to talk about here. Just remember we are on YouTube Music if you want the audio-only edition of the show. You can get it in podcast form there as well. And don't forget to join the Co-op Club Discord community server. Myself and many others are in there chatting it up about video games, pro wrestling, world events, and lots more. It's good times in there. Right now, I think they're talking about what they're barbecuing today. Because it's July 4th as we're recording this. So everyone's barbecuing steak and chicken wings and America.
My mom actually just got an air fryer. This is unrelated, but she happened to get one, and she was like, "Oh, it's going to take me some time to get used to it." She made like perfect stuff with it on the first try. I was telling her it's not that hard as long as you know what to set it to. You just leave it, and it does the job, and it did.
Yep. Yeah. No, I have an air fryer. It's fantastic.
Yeah, they're great.
Absolutely great.
They are. It's almost upsetting how simple and straightforward they are. It's just a heating element with a fan. It's just a convection oven. It's a convection
oven. Yeah.
But it works so well.
Yeah, it's so much better than like the toaster ovens that I used to use and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's great. I've never eaten anything out of an air fryer that didn't taste good.
Nope. All they really did was just like make the space bigger and put some grates in instead of having just like flat layers that the air can't pass through.
Right.
Very simple device, but also ingenious. It's usually the simplest things that really hit home.
Yeah, it turns out that airflow is really important to what is effectively an oven. It actually makes a huge difference.
Huge difference. Absolutely. All right. Let's get into what we're playing because we have a stacked show today.
Oh God, do we?
It's insane. I don't even know what to say. So give me a quick second here to switch over to some footage of your first game. I believe I have it correct anyway. So take it away, sir.
Right. So first thing I played was, as you're seeing on the screen, the System Shock 2 25th anniversary remaster. It looks really nice. It's one of those it looks the way you remember it looking rather than it how it actually did.
Yeah.
So it looks very much like the original game, all like the original like lighting and effects work. It's just higher resolution textures. Like you can actually see things on the computer screens now instead of it just being like, lines of pixels that represent words. There's actually legible stuff on them.
Actual text.
Yeah, like you can see
as
it
we're seeing right there.
That would have just been like rows of pixels in the original game.
Like I planned it that way.
Yeah. The models are much smoother and less pointy. It's just it's the original game with a lot of quality of life improvements. This is not a
remake,
a full-on remake like they did for System Shock 1. They have talked about doing that for System Shock 2. I don't know if that's still in the works. It's just been...
I guess it depends on how well the first one sold.
Yeah. But and full disclosure, I was a Kickstarter backer for that System Shock 1 remake.
Hmm.
Just putting that out there, like I always like to. It also it comes with a bunch of sort of community
The
like
person.
essential mods. A lot of bug fixes for the original games. Like fans have taken it on themselves to fix stuff that never got fixed for this game. All that
Hmm.
stuff is included. Um, so it's it's basically the best version of System Shock 2. However, there is a reason that I didn't play much System Shock 2 back in the day, and it's that the movement is terrible. It feels
Hmm.
really loose, but
Hmm.
in a bad way. Like, you know how
Hmm.
loose can feel good if you're controlling a vehicle because,
Yeah,
the
like
vehicle
Halo.
doesn't, yeah, the vehicle doesn't turn on a dime. It's got to wheel around because it's a
Hmm.
vehicle. So, in that context, loose, it makes sense, right?
But not
Even
for a
something like
first-person
Tony Hawk's Pro
shooter.
Skater makes
Yeah.
sense because you're on wheels. This game feels loose when you're on foot, and I was hoping that that would be the one of the things that get changed, and it didn't. And when
Hmm.
I say that this is one of the worst feeling like old first person shooters, I've played a lot of old first person shooters.
Does it does
This
it
one
move like you
feels
feel like you're on ice?
no, it's not like that. It's if it was that I could deal with that. No, it's hard to describe exactly what it is. It just doesn't feel right. You don't ever feel like you're kind of 100% in sync with the world. Let me give you an example. So, in most games, if you were trying to jump up onto a table, right? Like, say you wanted to get up high and climb up something, or
Like my cat.
you wanted to, yeah, like your cat, or you wanted to jump over something, like to take cover, whatever. Most games, you would just run into it and you would hit the jump button and you would just jump over it. That's not how it works in this game. In this game, you are meant to hold the jump button for a moment and then you'll do sort of a climb up on top thing, which sounds like it could work, except it takes longer than just the jump on top thing that most other games do would. And it leaves you exposed to attack.
Right, I was gonna
Uh,
say it takes too long.
yeah,
Not good
which
in a
is a
shooter.
thing because, at least in certain areas of this game, enemies will spawn infinitely, but resources do not. And so you really, really want to conserve your health and your ammo. And that's really hard to do when it takes like a second and a half to just get like something as simple as getting over a table. It just lets them thump you and take off like half your health before you get over. And even once you get on top, you have a tendency to kind of slip off of things that you jump onto.
Hmm.
Um, which again, like, is right out of the original game, and I don't understand why they didn't
Why didn't they
fix
fix
that.
that? Yeah.
So it's
So it's a one-to-one recreation to a fault,
pretty
basically.
much, yeah.
Uh,
I've read that like look at how much health this guy has lost. Like you start with 35 health, and now he's down to 5 after fighting the first 2 enemies in the
two.
game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's how brutal this game is.
There's no difficulty settings or anything like that.
There are, and I was playing on the standard difficulty.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Gotcha.
And I like the original System Shock had really terrible controls as well. They fixed that for the remake. It controls great in the remake. Here, I mean, obviously it's not a remake, it's just an
Right.
upgrade, but like it really bothers me that they didn't fix that because now like that was the primary reason that I never spent much time with the game because I get so frustrated with the movement. And I know that people who have learned to adjust to it have had great experiences with this game, and I would love to have great experiences with it too because people keep telling me, "Oh, this is one of the greats," and I'm like, I don't doubt it, but it fucking sucks to move around.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna have to look. Maybe somebody out there has made a mod that changes the way movement works. Who knows? I have no idea. I'm gonna have to look into that. But I personally, I consider the movement to be so bad that it's basically unplayable.
Oof.
Like it's
Should be interesting to see how it's doing in the Metacritic check-in later.
yeah. I really want to like this game and I really want to enjoy it. But when something as basic as moving around sucks, it's like it
Oh yeah,
doesn't really matter. Nothing else
that's
matters.
that's a fundamental.
So hopefully I can find a fix to that. But if not, this is it. It feels like kind of a dud to me. I mean, like I
Bummer.
said, looks great. Great
Yeah.
upgrades in most areas. And if you own System Shock 2 on Steam, like I do, you get it for free. It's just
Oh,
a
okay.
free upgrade that you get.
That's good.
But yeah, man, it movement needs to be better because it's bad.
Yep.
Also, the hit detection on Melee is kind of bad. Like I'm just reminded of that, seeing him swing at the camera. Like that looks like you should be able to hit that, right? But no, you have to jump up and time it because the swing doesn't happen instantly. It has like a wind up.
Yep.
You'd think you'd be able to hit a camera that big from the ground with a wrench.
Yeah.
But no, you got to do the little jump thing.
I guess you're Danny DeVito in this game.
Yeah. So yeah, I really want to like it, but I'm disappointed. And there's one of those infinitely spawning enemies because of the security alert.
Yeah, I hate those in games.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's System Shock 2. Wanted it to be better than it ended up being.
Okay. What else we got?
And the other one I played is Wheel of Katamari, which actually came out, originally came out like 20 years ago, but like
Is this like a remaster?
Yeah, this is the re-roll version that this actually came out a little while ago, but
Is that what you're playing?
Yeah, because there's a Steam sale on right now.
Yeah.
I went to see if it was there, and it was discounted, so I went and picked it up. I love this game. It's it's great. It's like the first game, but there's way more, more types of levels. There's 2-player. It's just I love this game. I know you're not a fan, but
I think I've played one of them. So, and it was a long time ago. So maybe it's something I should give another chance. Maybe there's a demo for one of them I can play. Give it a try. It's
the
very
only
weird.
the only thing that I wish this had, and I don't think it does, is not that I have a controller that can take advantage of it, but gyro controls. Maybe the Switch version does. But I had a mobile Katamari game. They made a I forget what they called it, but it was like a cell phone version, but it supported gyro controls, and tilting the phone to roll the Katamari was super intuitive and a lot of fun. So yeah,
Like kind of like a Super Monkey Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love this game. I've talked about that before, but yeah, that's what I was playing. Oh cool. Yeah, and there's the that sticker there is from Dragon Spirit on the NES. I actually found that was probably my first Namco game, and one of my first arcade shoot 'em up games. Love that game.
Look how absurd this is.
Yeah.
So
oh yeah. You're by the end you're picking up pieces
buildings.
Of land.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Actually, in order to get the end credits, you have to roll up the sun. So every time you beat a level, the Katamari is sent into the sky to become a planet. And so in order to properly beat the game, you have to make enough planets that you can roll them up so that you can be bigger than the sun and thus roll up the sun.
Oh, strange game.
Yep.
Very strange game. Sim31's in the chat, and he said he found a mod to fix movement in System Shock 2.
Oh.
He put a link in the
I'm going to need to look that up.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Well, that I'm gonna. Holy crap! Oh, I love having live chat.
Yeah, Sim31's very resourceful gamer. He can help us out a lot. That's for sure. He's helped out me a lot already. So, he just he's an endless source of knowledge.
That is going straight into the bookmarks
There you go.
for later. And by later, I mean when we're done this.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Thank
Well,
you
I've
very
only
much, Sim31. That is incredibly helpful of you. So
yep.
I will probably have a more positive experience to talk about with System Shock 2 next week. Because
Fingers
I don't know
crossed.
how well this mod works, but I genuinely
Yeah,
can't
exactly.
imagine it being worse than the default movement.
Maybe they just maybe it just like swaps it to the way it feels in System Shock 1. Maybe that's just how
Who knows?
it does that.
But we will find out.
Yep. All right, I've only really been playing one game this week, and that's Pikmin 4. I've talked about a little bit about it, or my first impressions, either last week or the week before. I can't really recall off the top of my head, but I'm a good 20, 25 hours in at this point. I'm enjoying it, but I've finished it in terms of I've done everything I want to do. I've kind of had it with it, you know. I've had my fill. I didn't beat it. I did find Olimer, or whatever his name is, the main character from the Pikmin series. For those that don't know, when you play Pikmin, in Pikmin 4, you make your own character. You don't play as Olimer. I enjoyed it. It just has a lot of little things that I don't like that kind of just like slow the experience down and kind of degrades it for me. Like, I love the art. I love the style. I love exploring and trying to figure out the sort of mini puzzles of navigating the world and getting your Pikmin back to where they need to get to and bringing back items. I love the hunting for treasure aspect. You know, it's a very completionist type of game where it's like you're checking off, okay, I got all the treasures here. I got all the treasures here. Oh, you know, it's got that addictive quality. My problems with the game still kind of stem from what I previously talked about, in that the game stops a lot. Unnecessarily so. Each time you end the day, there's got to be like 4 cutscenes that are like basically identical every time you end a day. Yeah. It's just like, can I just skip all this? I don't need to see this cinematic for the 18th, or I think I was on my 31st day or something like that, 33rd day. So this is the 33rd time I've seen this. I don't need to see it again. Like, stuff like that drove me crazy. Someone's always got something to say, but it's never interesting. It's always like standard, boring fare. It's like every time you discover a new Pikmin, that's exciting because it's like, oh, it's a new gameplay element, you know. But it's just tiring to play. And there's also a fuckload of loading screens in this game. Yeah. Like it's loading screen mania. You know, it's just slow. That's kind of my biggest problem with it. It's methodical to a fault. Maybe if they make a Pikmin 5 and there's no loading screens and you're able to like skip some of that nonsense quicker, maybe that'll make the experience better for me. But as of now, it just wasn't perfect for me. The combat is also super simple and kind of almost a waste of time, I feel like.
It's a numbers game generally.
Yeah, you're just chucking things at the enemies and avoiding their attacks, and that's all there really is to it most of the time. You can usually overcome a lot of the fights with just brute force, brute numbers, you know. So it's just as I said before, I think it was last week, like I said, a Tinykin, I think, is a much better Pikmin game. And there's no combat in that game. It's literally all exploration, all puzzle solving, all putting your Tinykins to work, and gathering all the treasures. And I just find, and it's just so much more streamlined and just quick, and it just felt way more fulfilling. I couldn't stop playing it because that loop was constantly going, right? Whereas with this game, that loop gets interrupted time and time again, and it didn't hit for me. And that's the same problem that I had with the previous Pikmin games. So I have yet to beat a Pikmin game, unfortunately, because of that particular problem.
I've never finished one either. I get like 20 days in, and I'm like, okay, I've had my fill of this. This is fine, but I don't need any more.
Yeah. and that's exactly where I got to. So I hope there's another Tinykin game, because I highly recommend Tinykin to anybody who likes Pikmin but maybe has the same issues with it that I do. I can't really give it a fair rating because I don't think I'm its target audience. Yeah, I don't know. If I was rating it, I'd probably give it like a 7, I guess.
Yeah.
It's good, but it's just got a lot of problems to keep it from being great or amazing, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm a little bummed by that, you know. I did enjoy my time with it, but I also kind of just I'm okay with leaving it in the past at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not really sure what I'm moving on to next. I'm still sort of playing Metro Exodus, Monster Train 2, and I picked up Space Marine 2 from the library. I played the tutorial level of that. I'm not going to give my thoughts on that yet. I might wait to play that, actually. So I don't really know what I'm going to play next. I'm The Altars keeps pulling me to go play that, so that might be my next game. It's The Altars. All right, let's move forward. It's July.
It is.
It is July. That means it's a new month, which means it's time to celebrate video games the way we always do it. Happy birthday, video games! And I have footage of the games this time instead of just a screen cap that says happy birthday.
You really made a lot of work for yourself this week.
Yeah. I also took away from work because, like, if I swap back and forth between videos and screenshots, it makes more work for me. So I was like, you know what, just try and go with the flow, you know. So turning 10 years old this month. See if I can get this up on screen quickly. Rocket League.
Oh.
There we go. Rocket League. Did you ever play it?
No, I've actually never played it.
No. I probably wouldn't play it today because it's been out for so long at this point that everyone who plays it is a Rocket League veteran.
Yeah.
You know, so they'll just whoop your absolute ass.
That was the problem with trying to play Counter-Strike. I spent a few years where like every year or two I would try playing Counter-Strike, and every single time I would just get destroyed. And eventually I got to a point where I was like, okay, everybody, because by the time I played Counter-Strike, it was already a few years old. And it was like, well, yeah, everybody who's playing this is a god at it, and I get killed within 10 seconds.
Exactly. That's the problem with PvP games in general, is if you don't play it from day one and learn with everyone else, you're going to get left behind, and it's not going to be fun to jump into later. That's why I kind of stay away from PvP. Mm-hmm. At least these days. Obviously, back in the day, Soldier of Fortune 2 dominated that game. So fun. But yeah, happy birthday to Rocket League. I did play it when it came out because it was originally on PlayStation Plus. It was a free game. So I picked it up, and I enjoyed my time with it. It's a fun novelty, and obviously it did really well for itself. It was very popular. I'm not sure how popular it is anymore. I'm sure people are still playing it, but it's fun, and if you're really good at it, it's a good time. I just wish there was bots to play against instead of people, because then I could actually play it.
Yeah, that's how a lot of games do it now.
Yeah.
Like a lot of games, your first few matches are against bots.
Yep.
To just let you play and see this is what it's like before you
go
in and get destroyed.
Get destroyed by humans. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. But again, it's a PvP game, so didn't keep me enthralled. That's the only game of note that I could find that's turning 10 years old in July. July historically has been a pretty quiet month for gaming up until the last 5 to 10 years. That being said, though, turning 20 years old today is a game I never played, but maybe you did.
Oh, really? You never played Killer 7?
No, I played the I don't know if it's by the same company. 13? Is 13 by the same guys?
Totally different.
Totally different. Yeah, no, I never played this one. I remember hearing about it, and I remember seeing it, but I never went. and played it.
It was weird.
Oh, I mean, it's a game by
Suda51. Yeah.
So not shocking in the least.
Yeah,
See if we can
very
find some
very
actual
strange
gameplay.
game. I've always wondered why they never made a Wii version, because like when it first came out on the GameCube, I was like, this is basically just a light gun rail shooter game. Why are we doing this with a controller? And then when the Wii came out, and
They didn't do it.
yeah, so many games got Wii versions, but not this one. I was like, what the fuck? This is what this system was made for.
Yeah.
Like, this
Maybe
is-
it didn't sell well. I don't know.
I don't know.
It was a GameCube exclusive, if I remember correctly.
Well, it was for a short time, I think.
Yeah.
Or did it come out concurrent? There is a PS2 version. I can't remember if it came out concurrently on the PS2. But it was, you know how Capcom games were back then. Like, Beautiful Joe was a GameCube exclusive for a little while, and then it came out on PS2, and Resident Evil 4 was exclusive for a little while and came out on PS2.
Yeah, Capcom and Nintendo were sleeping together for a while there.
But it was just it was a weird game.
Yeah.
I kind of like watching it more than I like playing it.
Mm-hmm. That's most Suda games, I find.
they're just
sorry, Suda, but really they're really fucking
very
weird
and interesting. But playing them is usually the least interesting part.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, he needs to make like anime or movies or something, not games, I feel like.
I mean, there's a certain element that I think is lost from his work if it was non-interactive. It's almost like an art project, like an interactive art project in some ways.
Grasshopper is one of those studios that I don't understand who buys those games. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are they still in existence?
I understand who buys them. I don't understand how there are enough of those people.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. It's like, how are there enough people to keep this company going? It's just
don't get me wrong. I love that there is. I love that weirdo shit
all
like
power
this
to
can
them.
find an audience and succeed. It's just like, who are these people?
Yeah. Why are there so many of them?
Yeah.
There must be enough of them.
I'm impressed. I'm amazed.
Yeah. Yeah. It is weird. Also turning 20 years old is a favorite of mine. If it'll ever play, there we go. Fallout, not Fallout. Flat Out, which was a racing game where you had to like fling your dude out of the car for a bunch of those mini games and stuff.
I played this once and I didn't like it. And
no,
I think the problem is that I was expecting something more along the lines of Burnout, but like almost like an off-road rally Burnout, and it wasn't that. And so I just didn't. You know, when you think it's going to be one thing and it's another, and you built it up in your head to be this one thing. Yeah. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with Flat Out. It just wasn't what I was looking for.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I like arcade racing, and I mean, look at it. Just there it is. They're flinging the guy.
Yeah.
They made 4 of these games, which is kind of mind blowing to me. Yeah, and now they have Wreckfest, I think, is what they work on now, if I remember correctly. Unless that's just a spiritual sequel to.
I don't know. I've heard of Wreckfest, but I don't really know anything about it.
It's basically this, but without flinging the guy out of the car.
Oh, but that's kind of the whole point, isn't it?
Yeah, they tried to make it a little bit more grounded, I guess.
Yeah. That's like making a Sniper Elite game that doesn't have slow motion X-ray exploding testicle shots.
Yeah. That was a fun game, though. I enjoyed it. And then turning 30 years old is one of my favorites. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Castlevania Dracula X for Super Nintendo.
So a lot of people hate this version of the game.
Yeah, I know.
And I understand why. It's shorter.
Slow.
It's shorter and less. The PC Engine version is the real version. The only thing that the Super Nintendo version really has going for it are the graphics, which are way beautiful. Better.
And the music is amazing.
The music in the PC Engine version is CD audio, so it's much higher quality, but it sounds great on the Super Nintendo as well.
Yeah,
I actually really like the soundtrack to this game. But the problem is, this is on the same system as Super Castlevania 4, and that game lets you whip in any direction
Yeah.
And well, not even that. Like you could just push like up, and you'll swing the whip up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This is more like classic Castlevania, where you can whip forwards and only
Yeah.
forwards.
Yep.
And
It's very difficult.
I played Super Castlevania 4 first, and so then when I played this, it was like, why isn't this as good as the last one? So it always left a bad impression with me, even though I know it's okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it's the best Castlevania by any stretch, but
No.
I definitely enjoyed it. I think it was my first Castlevania, if I remember correctly. Hearing that music for the first time, and
yeah,
it was so good. But I never beat it because it's fucking hard. And I think the biggest problem for me with it is just he doesn't move quick enough. He's so slow.
Yep.
He has that's his movement the whole game. There's no sprint button. He just stomps around like he weighs 7 tons.
Yeah, now there is like a slide move that you can do, but you run the risk of like sliding off the edge of stuff.
Yeah. You sure there's a slide move in that one?
Yeah, there's a slide move. I forget how to do it, but there's also like a slide leaping kick, which is another great way to launch yourself into pits. And there's there's a backflip that's useful sometimes.
This guy hasn't got hit once yet. Whoever's playing this clearly has played this game a lot. Yeah, this game's really difficult, man.
Also, here's a fun thing. You will continue to see these graphics in Castlevania games like a decade afterwards. Like you can see some of these exact sprites in the GBA and DS games.
Like the items.
Because they just kept using them.
Yeah.
A lot of those reused graphics started with the PC Engine version, but with Rondo of Blood, with Dracula X.
Yeah.
Like those purple spear knights. Oh yeah, those are in Dawn of Sorrow on the DS.
I'm just noticing the frame rate on the view screen is slower than the actual frame rate of the video. It's weird. Well, that's probably because I have 800 tabs open because today's episode is so freaking huge. And then finally, turning 30 years old. This one I never played. I did play the series, but I never played this particular game. Mech Warrior 2.
Yeah, I don't think I've played Mech Warrior 2. I've played one of them. I don't remember which one.
Yeah, I don't remember which one I played either. It looked a lot better than this. that I can say. But I don't remember which one it was. I want to say it was 3, but I don't honestly know. Yeah, I never got into this series. Never got really into any mech walker type games except for Mech Assault. That was really the only one that I enjoyed, and it was simple. You know, it was just like an arcade type of action game, and it was great. And it sucks that it's.
I was more into Armored Core.
Yeah, I played Armored Core 1 and 2. Armored Core 6 is on my to-do list at some point. I don't know whether I'll like it, but
it's good. It's hard. It's really fucking hard.
Well, it's a FromSoft game.
Yeah, but it's hard in a way that they didn't used to be. I think they felt like, we've got a reputation for doing hard games now, so we need to make this super hard. Although apparently some of that shit's been patched and it's easier now, but the first proper boss in the game, it feels like the kind of shit you'd be facing near the end rather than the first boss. It's brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Well, happy birthday, video games. Happy birthday to Rocket League, Killer 7, Flat Out, Castlevania, Dracula X, and Mech Warrior 2. And we'll talk a little bit about old games later in the show. Hint, hint. Nudge, nudge. All right, let's get into our next topic. Or next segment, I should say. Which is... Do you know what time it is?
I would wager that it is a time for letters.
It's letter time! It's letter time! Today's letter comes from Sins of Serious Sam, which is a great name. I like that. He writes in and says, with all of the talk about people wanting exclusivity to be over, I'd like to hear your thoughts on why removing exclusivity as a differentiating point is a good thing or a bad thing. If Xbox and PlayStation both offer the exact same games, what is the incentive to go with one or the other? It's a good point, and it's such a difficult thing to think about because exclusivity has basically always been the driving force for all of the console wars. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like the only real if you take out exclusivity, the only real differences are services and the controller. It's
Yeah.
really the only two differences. And I guess like the interface, if if you have a preferred interface, I guess.
Yeah.
But for the most part, these days, all the interfaces are just fine. Um, so I don't know, and we'll be talking a little bit more about exclusivity later on in the show. Another hint, hint, nudge, nudge. But I don't know what the incentive is if like theoretically, let's just say both Xbox and PlayStation just wave their hands up in the air and they say, "We're putting all of our games on both these consoles." That's just a thing now. Why would you go to Xbox and why would you go to PlayStation? Well, Xbox has Game Pass. PlayStation has PS Plus, which is, in my opinion, nowhere near as good as Game Pass. So you have that decision to make, I guess. And then you have the controller dilemma. There's a lot of people that like the what do you call these sticks?
Offset.
Offset sticks versus PlayStation's set sticks, I
They're
guess. Even
symmetrical.
sticks, symmetrical sticks that are on the same level. So there is that. I'm actually kind of surprised that Xbox and PlayStation haven't made a alternative controller with the sticks moved. Like, why hasn't that been? Why is there no official?
Because I don't think it's actually as big a deal as some people make it out to be.
Could
I
be.
I'm fine with either one, honestly.
So
Like
am I.
that, and that's why in our controller rankings video, we put them neck and neck, the Xbox and PS5 controllers, because
They're so close.
yeah, like it's six of one, half a dozen of the other. Like who
Yeah,
cares?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think the people that are vocal about the position of the sticks are those that only play on Xbox or only play on PlayStation, and then the once in a 5 year span that they play on the opposite console that they don't have, they're like, "What the fuck is this?" And it just
Mm-hmm.
feels weird to them, and so
Yeah,
they come away from that situation with this preference, you
yeah,
know. And it's not better or worse. I don't think. I find
yeah.
both to be equally fine. I don't have any. I think the biggest issue is when you move this stick. This
Mm-hmm.
stick moving up and down is not a big deal. This stick moving up above the buttons, I hate that. I hate having to go down to get to the face buttons. I
Honestly,
like
I
being able to go
also
up.
don't care either way in that
No,
situation. No.
I would I consider it a differentiating point in who I go with? No. Do I have a preference? Yeah. Would it influence my decision on which console I buy? No. Yeah, I don't know. And I think that's kind of the big question is like one of them I assume would die.
Well, I mean, it comes down to I, at a certain level, some companies are not big enough to afford going multi-platform because maybe they don't have the experience. Not that it's really an issue now because
No.
PlayStation and Xbox are virtually identical pieces of hardware.
Yeah.
Um, but there
Even
does
Nintendo could do it if they really wanted to.
there is still like something to be said about testing and compliance for platforms and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, without exclusivity, I mean, it. I guess it also depends whether you're talking about third party exclusives or first party exclusives. Because some, like
I would say both, but
a lot of Japanese companies are only going to release on the PlayStation because the Xbox just doesn't really sell very well in Japan.
mm,
But if it was like, here's the new law is that all games must come out for all platforms or whatever, all other things being equal, Um, yeah, there really isn't a differentiator, but I don't really find that to be a bad thing. Like
not
imagine
for
if we
us.
treated other media this way. Like, oh, this DVD only works on Sony DVD players. This DVD only works on Panasonic DVD players. Like, it would be crazy.
Well, we have had it happen in those mediums before in a different way. We've
Well,
had
yeah.
Blu-ray versus HD DVD, and we've had VHS versus DVD.
Yeah, but you'll also notice that unlike PlayStation and Xbox, there's only Blu-ray is the only one that's still around. There's no HD.
That's what I
anymore.
mean, though.
Yeah,
that's what I mean, though. If you take exclusivity away in this scenario with Xbox and PlayStation, I feel like one of them's going to go the way of the dodo, at least hardware wise, which definitely seems like Xbox is
Microsoft seems to be going down that route of their own choice.
Of their own choice, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't know, man. Do I see a world in the next 10 years where there is no more exclusivity? No, I don't. I think there will remain exclusivity on Nintendo and PlayStation.
Oh yeah, Nintendo 100%. Nintendo will never do third-party development as long as the people who are in charge are in charge. That's just the way they do things.
Yeah. Will PlayStation exclusives occasionally appear on Xbox and Nintendo? Probably. But they won't.
There's one that they recently announced will be coming to Xbox.
Yep. Yeah, it's in the news.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to happen, but I don't think exclusivity is just going away. I think exclusivity is probably going away for Xbox because it just doesn't. It's not helping them in any way. You know, they bought all these studios, and they quickly realized that if they make all those games exclusives, that would be a great thing for Xbox if people came.
Yeah.
But I think the decision of making all of those games exclusive to Xbox would alienate so many people that's why they haven't done it. And that's why they're doing the opposite. And they're just like, we're more of a publisher that also makes hardware if you want it.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what's happening. But we'll talk more about Microsoft
in our topic of the week
this week. Yeah. But great question. I don't think there is a huge incentive right now. If exclusivity was over, there really isn't a huge incentive to go one way or the other right now. Because you can play most of, like, I would say 95% of the games on either platform. So
or on PC.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really that and this question is going to come up next generation when people have to decide, do I go with an Xbox or do I go with a PlayStation 6?
Yeah.
I'm already thinking about it. I've mentioned it multiple times on the show already where I'm like, PlayStation has absolutely sucked for exclusivity this generation compared to PS3 and PS4. So do I believe they're going to make a comeback on the PS6? Probably, but am I going to put my money on that by buying a PlayStation 6 instead of an Xbox? I don't know. I think we're too early for me to make that decision. Yeah. But right now, I definitely am like right on the fence. Up until recently, and by recently I mean like the last 2 days, I was heavily on Xbox side. Now,
now things have changed a little bit.
Now things have changed significantly, which we will get into in our topic of the week. All right, but thank you for your amazing name.
Yes.
And your question.
The sin of Serious Sam is
so good.
Is walking backwards around an arena for 20 minutes while you kill everything.
So good. So good.
Thank you for
all right, yes, thank you. Appreciate you. Next up, if I'm correct in my memory here, is the Metacritic Check-In. The Metacritic Check-In. Let me see. Do I have the Metacritic Check-In available somewhere? I know it's somewhere. The question is, where is it? There it is. All right. Kicking things off with an update on Death Stranding 2. I think we saw the first early reviews of it last week, if I remember correctly. Mm-hmm. If not, here's the skinny. Here's the skinny on what's going on. Highly acclaimed. Highly critically acclaimed, sitting at a 90, and has been awarded a Metacritic Must Play
Yeah,
award.
I've been hearing nonstop good things about it, and it makes me upset that it's not on PC yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, PS5 exclusive at the moment. Sitting at an 89 from almost 1,500 user ratings, which I've never seen that many user ratings on the Metacritic before. Usually it's like 300. So
Yeah.
lots of people giving it praise. Yeah, I can't wait to play it, but I'm definitely going to shelve it because I'm sure there will be a director's cut, as we've talked about before. I'm sure there will be some sort of special edition or a PS6 edition or something. Yeah, I'm sure it will come. So I'm okay with waiting, and also they're just gonna, update it and yeah. So
Yeah.
Death Stranding 2, can't wait to play it, but I'm okay with waiting. But it's doing great. So congratulations to Hideo and his team. System Shock 2 25th Anniversary Remaster. Early reviews, don't have a huge amount here, but it's sitting at an 83 from critics and an 80 from users. So I guess not everyone has the movement problem that you're reporting. I guess a lot of people, are okay. Although I do see a couple of the lower reviews in here saying the controls are clunky and the UI is bad. Lots of calls
the UI
for.
is it's not bad enough that I made any comment about it. It's 100 times better than the original System Shock 1 UI, which was fucking just the worst ever.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's as good as the remake UI, but obviously they remade that game.
Yeah.
But it works. Like, it's fine. It does the job. I got no complaints about it.
Yeah. The next one is the Front Mission 3 remake, which I think you talked about last week.
Yeah,
with,
we did.
Some AI concerns.
Yep.
So it's sitting at a 64 from critics and a 6 from users. Yeah. That's early reviews.
Mm-hmm.
But not doing amazing. That's for sure. It's kind of weird to me that they did 1 and 2 together, and then 3 was like this huge separate thing.
I have no idea why.
Yeah.
I'd really like for those to be good because Front Mission is fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's Final Fantasy Tactics, but you have a customizable robot. Every unit is a robot or a giant, like, pilotable robot.
Mech.
Yeah.
And then finally, do you remember this game in the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal event, Tamagotchi Plaza?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Not doing great.
Nah.
Sitting at a 46 critically.
Ooh, ow.
And a 28 from users.
Wow. What the fuck happened?
It says it may be cute and colorful, but that's practically all that Tamagotchi Plaza has going for it. Essentially a collection of minigames.
Yeah.
And the minigames are often more boring, repetitive, or inscrutable than fun. And the gameplay loop wears thin within the first 30 minutes. So, not looking good for that game. That's early reviews, but, not looking good. Not looking good. All right. That's it for Metacritic Check-In. Let's get into the news because, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of news.
There's so much news.
Lots of news, and that's not even including Microsoft, because that is its own topic. So let's get into. Good Lord, let's see where is the news. See, I don't think it's here. Nope, that would be our Mac Warrior. All right, let me switch. Let me do an old switcheroo here. Nope, that's Xbox. Nope, that's Xbox. Okay. Here we are. All right, so this should be really fun. Let's talk about the games that are coming out in July 2025. So these are the noteworthy games releasing this month in 2025, starting with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3.4. This is the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3.4 remake. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of curious where they're going with this because they did the remake of 1 and 2, and now they're doing the remake of 3 and 4. Are they gonna remake 5?
God, I hope not.
I mean, it would probably do them justice to just pretend it doesn't exist and just say it's a new game.
Yeah.
The new Tony Hawk's Pro
Tony
Skater
Hawk 5, the good game.
Yeah, because it's like they're making these remakes so well. It's like, how could you not now make a good sequel?
Yeah, it makes me wonder why they sent Vicarious Visions to the Call of Duty mines when they could have been working on this.
Call of Duty makes them a lot of money, I guess.
Yeah, but Vicarious Visions is known for the Tony Hawk shit. Like,
I don't know. I don't know, man. Very confusing to me as well. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, Eric's Home, The Stolen Dream. I don't know whether this will play or not, but this is the game. I played the demo for this one. And it's probably not gonna. There it is. Yeah. So it's the sort of the tactical real time strategy, but you're only playing as this one person.
mm-hmm.
Game's gorgeous, as you can see from these cutscenes. Great lip syncing, great lighting, great artistic style. Like, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful game. But it's for a very specific and niche audience, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because there's not a huge crowd that like these games where you control one person like you're playing StarCraft. You know?
I mean, at a certain point, isn't it just like a point and click adventure, like King's Quest or something?
Yeah, kinda, I guess, yeah. But it's, I don't know. I just feel like we have games like Diablo that are an isometric view, and you can play that with a controller now. So like, why am I pointing and clicking to move my character? Why can't I just control them directly? You know, I feel like that would make this game more appealing to me if I could actually just control my character. But it's absolutely gorgeous. Presentation is bar none, so good, but very specific gameplay style.
Yep.
See how it does in the ratings later on this month. What else we got here? Nope, that's the same one. Oh yeah, Ready or Not, the console version. So Ready or Not is it's kind of like an old school Rainbow Six like. It's kind of like a cross between like Rainbow Six 3 and Rainbow Six Vegas. And like SWAT. It's probably closer to SWAT if you remember those games.
Yeah.
I played it on PC. It's very good. If you like those tactical SWAT games where you're commanding 2 squads of 2 plus yourself, it's pretty cool. And we need more tactical games like that. I like that style of game. It just seems like they're not making these kind of more intimate military shooters anymore. You know, and I mean, they turned Rainbow Six into a multiplayer game, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah. When's that? When's Unrecord? I think it's the one that's the body cam shooter.
Oh, I don't know. The last one I heard, the last body cam game I saw was body cam.
Yeah. Well, there was that, but there's also, I believe it's called Unrecord. Let me just check that real quick. Unrecord. Yeah, that was the one that they showed the footage of in 2023, and people were like, "This isn't a video game. There's no way that this isn't live action footage."
Right, and it turns out it's an Unreal 5, right?
Yeah.
I remember that one. Yeah. I don't know what happened to that game. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza coming out for Switch 2. It's a little strange to me that it wasn't a launch title. This is in the news though, so we'll talk about it a little bit more later.
Yeah, it probably should have been a launch title, but I guess they didn't want to compete with Mario Kart.
Yeah, I guess I guess if they don't have a huge lineup of first party games, spread them out a little bit.
Yeah. And it's not like
All
the
right.
Switch 2 has needed help selling.
No, I don't think so. Let's see. Also releasing this month, Shadow Labyrinth.
Oh, the weirdo grimdark Pac-Man game.
Yeah, the Pac-Man
That
Dark
actually looks kind of
Metroidvania.
sick.
Yeah, it looks really good. I really hope it turns out well because it seems like it could be cool. If you just don't consider it a Pac-Man game, then
Yeah.
it looks really cool. I don't know how it will turn out. The only thing I that scares me about watching this kind of footage is like the environments kind of look boring.
They
You know?
look kind of standard. Like
Yeah,
we've
like there's
seen,
nothing.
you know,
Yeah. When
we've
when
seen
I've
this kind of
played
stuff.
side scrollers or Metroidvanias like Hollow Knight and Ori, something like this kind of just looks kind of bland.
Well, I
But
mean, compared to Ori, most things are going to look bland.
yeah, what a studio! They got some art legends over there. So yeah, we'll see how that game does. We'll keep our eyes peeled for the Metacritic on that one. Also coming out this month, Killing Floor 3.
Oh, that's right.
This is that series that's basically like Call of Duty Zombies, but it's the whole game.
Kind of. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. It's basically just a endless horde mode, and at least I think it's endless. I think there's a goal. I just don't know what the goal is. Like I've played Call of Duty Zombies before, and I guess there is a goal. Like you can escape, I guess.
Yeah, there's they call them Easter eggs, but it's
Kind of
it's
the goal, right?
yeah, it's basically like quests or missions
Yeah.
with how, because early Easter eggs just to be like, oh, here's a cute little thing, blah blah blah. But in subsequent games, there's like a whole story about
Yeah.
saving the universe or
Yeah.
some shit. Malcolm McDowell is there, and yeah,
Very over the top for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. I've never been a fan of this style of horde mode type gameplay. I don't know what it is. I think what it is that I don't like having to figure out environmental puzzles with the constant stress of having to defend myself. Like I kind of want to just wander around without
Well,
enemies.
Killing Floor specifically has a grace period between waves.
How long though? Like 5 minutes or like 30 seconds?
I think it's like 60 seconds.
Yeah, that's not enough. I think Zombies has the same thing. There's brief periods between waves, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's 60 seconds, but yeah, like
Killing Floor gives you time to go to the shop and stock up on weapons and fresh ammo and stuff.
Yeah, I played a little bit of 2, but I played it like many years after it came out. So
yeah.
It doesn't feel like, I don't know, it didn't feel modern enough, for a newbie playing it. So I was like, I'll just put this down and wait for Killing Floor 3.
Yeah.
This screams like a game that will be on Game Pass or PS Plus in no time.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It looks nice though. Like it is it ought to. It's been like 10 years since Killing Floor 2 came out, at least.
Yeah.
This is a massive visual upgrade.
Yeah, the blood is insane. It just goes everywhere. Let's see what else we got. Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers, also coming out this month. This is a busy July.
Yeah.
July's not normally it's crazy. Why
now nobody has to worry about competing with GTA 6.
Yeah. Everyone was like kind of panicking.
Yeah.
Like, we'll hold off on a release date, and then they're just like, "Oh, it's not coming out this year. Kapooey! Get out there before that game comes out, because after May 2026, your game is dead."
Yeah, it's a risky time to release a game is against a Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, you got to give that game a wide berth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking like a week. I'm talking like at least 3 months.
You gotta wait until Q2 is over before you think about releasing something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's releasing in May, they could wait till September. Give them the summer to play GTA.
Yeah,
because that'll be the game of the summer for sure.
Yeah.
This game looks pretty cool, but again, it kind of falls into that category of, oh, look, another Asian-inspired
Well, Asian
Souls-like
inspired is
kind of
from a
game.
Chinese developer.
No, I know.
I think you could just say Asian at that point.
An Asian game
An an Asian inspired game from Asia.
from Asia. Yeah. There's just so many of these right now.
They
It's
looked
hard to...
outside for inspiration.
yeah, they went, oh, look at that. Look at that architecture out there.
That's crazy. Yeah. We should put that in a game.
We should. Let's see what else is coming out. Tales of the Shire. This game's been in development for a while.
The Animal Crossing in the Hobbit.
In the Hobbit land.
Yeah. Hobbit Crossing.
Hobbit Crossing. A new leaf. Yeah. It kind of looks worse to me than it did when they first showed it off.
It's looking a little plasticky.
Yeah. I remember it looking much more, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like, it looks fine, but, like, I remember it looking a lot more, like, dynamic, and it's almost like they added, I don't know if they did a palette swap or they took out the lighting. I don't know.
It looks glossier and more plasticky than it did before. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a performance thing? Because I can't imagine why you would want to make your game look more artificial.
Yeah, maybe they couldn't hit 60, so they're like, we gotta change it.
Who knows?
Maybe that's why it was taking so long.
Maybe.
They had to redo a bunch of assets. Yeah, so we'll see how that game does. And then finally, a game that you're not all that interested in, but I am. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, coming out this month as well.
I was interested in it until I played it.
Yeah. Don't listen to him. Give it a try. There's a demo. Go play it for yourself.
Oh, no, I'm not saying don't play it. Definitely try before you buy, because I would have bought this sight unseen, and I would have been very upset at spending my money on it.
Yeah.
That's going to discourage people, that kind of commentary, from making demos, but there are more games that I've bought, like, after playing a demo, thinking, this might not be my thing. Oh, no, this is actually sick. Than games that I've played and thought, oh, this is going to be awesome, but it actually sucks.
Yeah. To be fair, if you had bought it on Steam, you could have just got a refund.
Yeah, but I would have been annoyed.
Yeah, well, that's fair. That's fair.
Still looks nice, though.
It looks gorgeous. Yeah. All right, let's get into the news, and as always, we start off with some sad news, and I'm going to start off with, like, 2, 3, maybe 4 sort of video game adjacent news stories, because there's some noteworthy stuff. Starting with Michael Madsen.
Yes.
Very popular actor who was in Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill. He was even in Free Willy back in the day. Has passed away from cardiac arrest, age 67. NBC reported that Madison was found dead at his Malibu home on Thursday morning, according to his manager, Ron Smith. So, rest in peace, Michael Madsen. I remember every time I saw him in a movie, I'd be like, oh, it's that guy. Mm-hmm. He's one of those actors where he has such a distinctive look, where it's like, oh, it's that guy. He was really cool. And he always had this, like, I don't even know, just this demeanor and this swagger to him.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked him.
Look at his face there. He's got swag in his expression right there.
Yes, he does.
He looks like he's about to cut a wrestling promo.
Yeah, man. Maybe he missed his calling as a professional wrestler.
He would have died even earlier if he'd gone into wrestling.
Well, that's definitely
just
true.
Being real.
That's just true. That's just true. But yes, R.I.P. Michael Madsen. Unfortunately, he is not the only sort of legendary figure that passed away this week. Star Wars actor Kenneth Cawley also passed away this week.
Oh, I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah, he played Admiral Piet, I think is his name, or Pete. I can't remember how you pronounce his name from Star Wars. Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. He died age 87 after contracting COVID and developing pneumonia from the COVID infection. Yeah, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
COVID strikes again.
Yep.
It's not over, people. Be diligent. Be safe. Weird time of the year for COVID, though. To be it's not cold.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's still out there. Like it's
is.
unfortunately it's just a thing now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a thing we need to kind of be aware of. Be aware of. All right. Let's see what else we got here. This one's more positive. Let's switch to some more positive stuff here. Yeah, you actually tweeted about this one. Keith David.
Yes.
Getting a Hollywood Walk of Fame star.
Yes.
And this was his live reaction was recorded.
Yes.
There it is right there. Him finding out that he's getting a star.
King among men. This man.
Yeah. Yeah. He's so good. He's so good. That voice. Man. Yeah, man, name the games he's been in. He's been in Halo.
He has been in absolutely everything. He is an absolute titan of an actor because he's had massive roles on camera. He's had massive roles behind a microphone. Like he's done everything.
Yeah. He was in Halo, Saints Row, Mass Effect.
He played himself in Saints Row.
It says he played Julius Little, but maybe it was a Keith David.
He played a character in the original Saints Row game, and then I think in Saints Row 4, during the announcement they were like, "And Keith David as Keith David." And he even has a fight with Roddy Piper because Roddy Piper also recorded for that game before he died.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
wow.
they're reenacting their fight from They Live.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He also took over Commander Zavala in Destiny after Lance Reddick passed away. Yeah, he was the new voice actor for that character. So yeah, he's kind of everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he was in The Thing. Everyone knows that one.
God, love that movie. Go watch The Thing, everybody. It's John Carpenter's. It's John Carpenter's best movie, and that's the guy who directed Halloween. Yep. So when I say that this is his best movie, it's like there's some stiff competition there. Also, Escape from New York, like fucking great.
Yep, absolutely. So congratulations
and also
to
They
Keith
Live.
David. Yeah, They Live. This next one again is video game adjacent, but I couldn't help but not bring it up. I don't know if you saw this, but the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie from 1990 is getting a 35th anniversary re-release in theaters this August.
Really?
Yeah, for 2 days only, August 17th and the 20th. You can go see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original movie. I don't know whether what they're doing with it. Like, are they up-resing it or like doing any sort of editing to it? I don't know. Or if it's just a rebroadcast. Yeah. It says a new featurette called Turtles Unmasked will be screened before the movie that includes never-before-seen archival footage, extended deleted scenes, and behind-the-scenes home movie footage, as well as commentary from the film's director, Steve Barron.
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Oh, a fellow chucker. I remember that part.
Fellow chucker, eh?
Yeah, that movie was actually a really good movie because it managed to
excellent.
It managed to kind of bridge the gap between the comic book and the cartoon. The cartoon being extremely juvenile because it had to be because it was made for kids, and the comic book being like kind of dark. Like it
was dark, yeah.
Yeah, like the Foot Clan soldiers are not robots in the comic. And they do not shy away from using their weapons in the comic. Like they absolutely have killed foot soldiers in the comic book. And this movie, it doesn't go that far, but it goes further than the cartoon did. And
Yeah.
like you can see the cartoon influence. Like they've got the colored headbands, which is a thing that was started in that cartoon and is just kind of
Hmm.
carried forward ever since.
Yeah, they all wore like black bandanas in
They
the
they
original
all had
comic,
red.
right?
Well, the comic book was originally black and white, but
Hmm.
on the covers they all wore red bandanas.
Gotcha. Yep. That was a great movie. It's definitely the best Ninja Turtles movie
Yeah,
ever made,
no,
without
that's
any
honestly
comparison.
that's not too hard a thing to do. The second
No,
one is
it's not.
okay. The
Yeah,
second
the
one is
second one is
okay.
okay. Yeah. The third one is absolutely
The
atrocious.
third one is not good. The third one
It's
is
terrible. Help, I'm a turtle and I can't get up.
yeah.
Oh my god.
The
Yeah.
thing I
No, the third.
remember about the third one was like I don't think Splinter does anything in that movie. I think he's like
No.
behind like a window the entire time. Like
Yes.
it's almost as if the puppet was in like really bad shape and they didn't want to show it or something.
Yep. Or they didn't have a budget to complete the rest of it.
Or they didn't have a budget. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
And the turtle suits looked terrible in
Oh god,
comparison to
yeah.
this. Like this looks so good.
Yeah,
That
like
looks so
the
good.
mouth movements are really really impressive in
Oh,
this.
amazing.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
like
and they
the fact that because you have to remember this is before CGI was a common thing. Those are dudes in those suits
yep.
doing the moves and like nailing the choreography for the most part. Like
Yeah.
there are some places where it's a little rough, but like what do you
Oh
expect?
man.
They're a bunch of dudes in suits, giant
Yeah.
fucking turtle suits. The fact that they're able to pull that shit off like 90% of the time is really impressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember the suits for the third movie looking really bad.
That scene there where the at the let's see if I can go back to it. This one. That's not even in the movie. That was cut. I don't know what that scene's from. Where their
Oh.
shells pop up. It's not in the movie because I recently watched this
Oh
movie.
really?
Yeah, it's not in there.
I always liked the way they introduce the turtles in the movie because
Yeah,
they don't come on like in the third movie. I mean, I guess you don't really need to hide anything because it's the third movie and you know what they're. Although
yeah,
with those costumes, they probably should have.
yeah.
But like they
Keep
made
them in the dark.
the intro like really mysterious. Like you
Yep.
obviously you knew it was the Ninja Turtles, but like the fact that they didn't just explode onto screen like, "Hey kids, it's your favorites." They was really cinematic the way they first show
Yeah.
up in that first alley fight scene. It's all like in shadow and stuff. It's actually really like tastefully done.
The whole movie is just really good, man.
Yeah, like
It holds up.
The fact that we're not even talking about this like as a nostalgic thing because like I just said,
No.
like the TV show was really not great. I loved
Mhm.
it at the time, but like looking back on it as an adult, I'm like, oh yeah, that show was terrible. But
Yeah.
I'm looking back on this movie as an adult and going, yeah, that was actually a decent movie.
And it had amazing music. It
Yeah.
was so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hell
Yeah,
of a lot
it's a
better than
shame.
the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh man. Yeah.
Although-
and apparently there was like a really really small budget on this movie too.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can look that up while you talk about.
But I will say I do kind of enjoy the Super Mario Brothers movie for the camp value of it.
It just because of how bad it is.
Yeah, it's not a good movie. I said this before. It's not a good movie, but it's a fun movie. This, on the other hand, is both a fun and good movie. So that's why I'm like impressed that it actually turned out as good as it did. Because like as a kid, I was watching it, it's like, oh my god, it's the Ninja Turtles, but they're real. Oh, it's so awesome. But like I can look at this as an adult and go, oh yeah, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And it really had no right to be because you would think this would
No.
just be some kind of like cheap cash in, like the fucking He-Man movie. You remember that?
Oh god, no, that was terrible. Yeah. Well, the funny thing about this one is that it was an independent film. It
Yeah.
wasn't. It had a budget of $13.5 million.
Yeah.
It was the highest grossing independent film up to that point of all time.
Mhm.
It grossed $202 million on a $13.5 million budget.
Yeah.
Crazy for 1990.
Yeah. The only indie movie that's like, if you're talking in terms of like dollar value, yes. If you're talking in terms of like return on investment, the original Mad Max
Oh yeah.
was the highest, was like proportionally the highest grossing, because that movie had like a $2 million budget, or probably
Yeah.
even less than that, and it ended up making like $50 million or something. It made some crazy amount relative to what they spent making it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like TMNT from 1990, it's shockingly good.
There's a lot of, I wouldn't say swearing in it, but
He
for,
says "damn" like
yeah,
once.
there's multiple dams in this
Mhm.
movie, which is very strange for a well, so that's why the second one wasn't as good, because they there was a lot of parents who complained about how
Yeah, it
violent
yeah, it
and
is kind of a violent movie.
yeah, and just how dark and not suited for kids it was at the time. And so the second one was just, they didn't even use their weapons in the second movie. I don't know if you go back and watch it, they never even take them out.
Yeah,
They're just on their back or it's on their pelts, but they do kind
yeah.
of like weird object fighting with like Nerf guns and stuff. It's
Yeah,
bad.
that's it's funny if you go back and you watch the Fox Kids Spider-Man from the 90s, you see how much punching isn't actually in that show. There's a lot of swinging and kicking, there's a lot of throwing people into boxes and stuff, but
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
almost zero punching in that show.
yep,
And
yeah,
also all the guns are laser guns,
yep,
which I
yep.
absolutely did notice as a child. I remember, I remember being
Pew
like,
pew.
I remember being like 10 years old and seeing that show and going, yeah, well, they definitely didn't want like, combustion pistols in this show, so they made them all shoot green lasers.
Yep,
NYPD is apparently equipped with lasers.
lasers.
Yep.
Yeah,
Standards and
yeah,
practices.
yep. Yeah, so go watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, people. It's a great
Mm-hmm.
movie. It's really good. All right, let's get into some actual gaming news. Now that we're out of adjacent news, let's start with Nintendo. So it looks like Nintendo will be raising its prices in Canada, but for Switch 1 and Switch Online only, not Switch 2. So I have more information on this. This is courtesy of Tom Phillips at IGN. Nintendo has announced an imminent pricing update for the original Switch in Canada. An advisory warning issued by Nintendo of Canada states that the changes will be fully detailed later on August 1st as prices are publicly adjusted on the official Nintendo online store.
Yeah, but
There is.
if that's the case, if they say we'll announce what they are later, it doesn't mean they're going down.
No, definitely not. No, they went up. They didn't go up significantly. I didn't see the hardware change pricing, but I saw the online subscription pricing, and it went up like $5 per year. It was like,
That's not too bad, but
oh well, it was already cheap. It was already only like $24.99, I think. Now
it
it's
was
twenty nine
super
ninety
cheap.
nine. It's like, ooh, whoop de doo.
Yeah,
Compared to like the $250 you pay a year on PlayStation Plus.
yeah.
That's a pretty good deal. So, it sucks, but I don't really understand it either. Like, why Switch One? I feel like
Yeah,
most
you would
people
think
won't
they
be
just
buying a Switch One right now.
yeah, you think they'd normal under ordinary circumstances, and obviously this is because of all the tariff threats that are seemingly changing every week,
Yeah,
if not more than that.
yeah,
Um, you would think that they would, upon the release of the successor, drop the price to try and move unsold inventory. Um, Barring that, you'd think they'd at least leave it the same. I've never seen the price go up like this before. It's such a weird thing, and I like are the tariffs really going to hit that hard? It's just
apparently.
strange.
It's either a combination of the tariffs and our economy, or the Switch One is still selling in Canada, which is definitely possible.
And that's the thing. This is a pricing change here in Canada, and it makes me wonder: are they shipping them to the United States and then moving them into Canada by land? Like, because that would be like that's because we don't have tariffs uh, with Japan, so like
Yeah, it would make sense to me that they ship them to the States, and then from the States they ship them to
yeah,
Canada.
because like that's the only way I can think of that like applying.
Yeah. I don't know enough about it to make a call, but I do find it a little bit strange. But I have to assume that the Switch one is still selling.
Yeah.
Um,
It's broken
for them to do
150
that.
million units.
Wow, crazy.
I checked that a few days ago after seeing this story.
I don't think it's. Well, that's a topic for another day. We got enough to talk about.
Yeah.
All right. Next news story covers Donkey Kong Bonanza. The developer has finally been revealed by Nintendo,
Oh, really?
and as a lot of us guessed, it is indeed the Super Mario Odyssey team that is making Donkey Kong Bonanza. So if you crazy people out there, and I know there's crazy people, because I've even heard IGN employees say that they're still hoping that a 3D Mario will be out later this year, and I'm like, you guys are nuts.
Yeah,
There is a 0% chance.
Yeah.
Like
That's
this
not
game
happening.
is their replacement for a Super Mario 3D game. That's what this is.
Yeah.
Even before they announced this, I was like, what are you guys talking about? There is no way they're releasing two 3D platformers in the same year.
Yeah.
And if they are, who are these teams? So clearly they're not.
Yeah.
Unless they have a new team in secret, which I would put all my money on. You won't see a 3D Mario for
For
I don't even know,
2025, at least.
uh, man, if
I'm-
this is the team that does the 3D Marios,
Yeah.
we probably won't see it until 2029 is my guess. Probably could take a good 4 years at least.
I mean, that seems like a bit long to me, but I
Remember this episode, people.
it's definitely not going to happen this year, and I
No.
wouldn't even be willing to bet on it happening next year. But 2029, that seems
I mean,
like a lot.
If this is the team that's going to make the next Super Mario 3D game,
Mhm.
I mean, there's no way they're going to turn around a 3D Mario game in 2 years. I just don't see it. Unless unless there's multiple teams, that's certainly possible. Nintendo's very secretive about
Yeah.
their teams and their studios and
I mean,
how all that
if
works.
they're reusing a lot of tech from this, that would
Maybe I can't
speed it up.
I can't see that. Well, I mean, some of it, I guess, but
Like not the deformable terrain tech, but
yeah.
like I could see a lot of this engine being reused.
Yeah, I suppose that's. But 2 years, man. I don't know. In our current gaming landscape,
that assumes
that seems.
they haven't started production yet. There's probably been like pre-production work. I mean, this is
hope
all
so,
purely
yeah.
speculative, but
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah. So now we know.
mhm. God, this game looks good.
It does. I'm trying to avoid looking at it because I haven't seen this trailer before. So let's move on.
It's
to
got
the
stuff
final.
you haven't seen in it.
It definitely has stuff I have not seen in it. That is definitely true. And then they've also revealed the team that made Welcome Tour for some reason. Not sure why they wanted to publicize this, but
I'm trying really hard not to say, "Oh, so we know who to blame."
Yeah,
because
can you guess what team made
the
Welcome
people,
Tour?
the actual people to blame is just Nintendo as a company saying, "Let's sell this for $10."
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it Grezzo?
No.
Then I have no idea. It doesn't look like a Grezzo thing.
It makes sense who made it, but at the same time, it doesn't. This is the Mario Party studio made this.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, just to be clear, it is not. There is two Mario Party studios.
Mm-hmm.
There's the old Mario Party studio and the new Mario Party studio. So the new Mario Party studio is the one making this. They're the ones that have been responsible for the following games. Don't judge right away. Wii Party, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, Clubhouse Games 51, 1-2 Switch.
When do I get to start judging?
Yeah. And then they've made Mario Party 9, 10, Star Rush, Mario Party Top 100, Super Mario Party, and Mario Party Superstars.
Jesus Christ.
And Super Mario Party Jamboree.
That's too many Mario Party games.
Yeah, that's a lot of games. So they made this basically in conjunction with the Super Mario Party Jamboree's Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Jamboree TV update or whatever.
Yeah.
Probably should have just stuck with that.
Yeah.
So now we know who made that game. But yeah, I don't necessarily think it was that team's fault that this game was poorly received. I think it was the fact that it should have been free that was the big reason. I think if it was free and included as like a pack-in, people would be like, "Oh, it's kind of an nifty thing."
Yeah. Remember when we used to have pack-in games as just like a standard thing?
We did it on PS4. We had,
And
oh no, we had one on PS5. We had one on PS5. Astro's Playroom.
Yeah.
And that was an amazing game.
Yeah.
It's one of PS5's best exclusives still.
But I'm thinking of like you would launch and you would get included in the box like Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt, or I believe they included Super Mario Brothers 3 in the later years of the NES, Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
And they're not even going to give us the Switch 2 Welcome Tour as a free packet.
I would love to know what
$10.
Yeah, I'd love to know what the sales are for Welcome Tour. 10 people bought it.
Yeah.
And they're all critics.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, let's move forward. Literally. Because we're going to talk about Ubisoft. Not about a game specifically, but about Ubisoft's ongoing legal trouble.
Which legal trouble would this be?
So this would be 3 former Ubisoft executives.
This one.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's bad.
Yeah. So 3 former Ubisoft executives have been accused of sexual assault, racial harassment, and threatening behavior. And they've all received suspended prison sentences and fines. Ubisoft's former chief creative officer, Sergei Haskote, what his last name is. Previously, who cares? He's going to jail. Previously,
fuck him.
Fuck him. Previously, company boss Yves Guillemot's right-hand man, as well as former editorial boss Thomas Francois, and former game designer Guillaume Potro, I'm going to say, all left the company in 2020 amid a tidal wave of allegations that led to the trio departing in a mixture of resignations and dismissals. Details previously revealed during their court appearances included accusations that Haskote, again, I don't know if I'm saying that right, made racist comments to a Muslim employee in the wake of the 2015 Paris terrorist attack, and that the same employee endured racial harassment on other occasions under his watch. Other female employees accused the executive
you're
of
telling me that a Muslim person faced racial discrimination in France? Oh, I couldn't imagine.
Shocking, right?
The place where you're not allowed to wear certain religious items because it's just against the law there.
Mm-hmm. Other female employees accused the executive of uncomfortable and vulgar behavior. As Ubisoft's former number 2, he also stood accused of helping foster the toxic work environment that led to his protege, Francois, acting with impunity. I don't know what that means.
Just doing whatever the fuck he wanted.
Acting
like it sounds
impunity.
Like a lot of people at that company were doing.
Yeah. I really hope I'm not mispronouncing his name, but again, who gives a fuck? He's going to jail. Haskote treated staff in a degrading manner, it was claimed, for example, requiring an assistant to make a lengthy return trip on a day off simply to pick up an iPad.
Jesus.
Francois was accused... Yeah, Patty, exactly. Francois was accused of... God, this footage of this game looks so good. I'm sorry, that game was good. People don't sleep on Star Wars Outlaws. It was good. Francois was accused of regularly watching adult videos at work, kissing colleagues, and making sexual remarks. One specific allegation of sexual assault centered on an Ubisoft Christmas party. Of course it did. Where Francois is said to have forced himself on a young employee. Other degrading behavior towards fellow staff allegedly involved an incident where a staff member was tied to a chair, and another where he forced a colleague to cut his toenails.
Oh, girl!
Wow!
Jail. Immediate jail forever.
Forever. For life.
I don't even need to hear any of the other stuff. Gross.
Yeah.
And also,
Patrol
like, who the fuck are you to get other people to cut your toenails, you lazy shit? Just go. Just chuck them
also,
into the sun.
who would cut his toenails?
Gross.
I'd cut his toe off if he asked me to
Yeah,
do that.
fuck that
Like an
guy.
asshole.
Death
Patrol,
penalty.
meanwhile, was accused of violent and intimidating behavior towards colleagues. Hascote received an 18-month suspended prison sentence and a £45,000 fine for complicity in moral harassment. Francois was given a 3-year suspended sentence and a £30,000 fine, having also been found guilty of attempted sexual assault. Patro was handed a 12-month suspended sentence and a fine of £10,000.
These guys should all be going away for way longer than that. But
yeah, that's
at least
very
they're
short for
suffering
what they
some
did.
consequences.
Yeah. Ubisoft has declined to comment.
Of course they did. What are they going to
Yeah.
say? Are they going to be honest? Yeah, we knew. We just didn't do anything. Because that seems to have been the trend.
Can you imagine if they did respond? Yeah, they were bad people. They were bad people.
They were bad people, and we knew, and we let them get away with it because fuck you all.
Because reasons.
What are you going to do? Quit?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck those guys.
Yeah. All right. This next one I thought was pretty cool. The Stop Killing Games initiative has reached 1 million signatures as players continue to fight for game preservation. So the Stop Killing Games initiative has reached the crucial 1 million signatures milestone in its quest to preserve video games for decades to come, but the fight isn't over yet. The self-described consumer movement soared past the goal yesterday, July 3rd. I think they made August 3rd. What? Oh no, this was recently updated. It was originally posted on July 4th, but it's been updated since, I believe. Where was I? Cementing its status as an impressive petition in gaming history and a movement that has plenty of gas left in the tank. It's all in the name of protecting the video games players love, and even the ones they don't, as the industry steadily marches toward a digital future. So on the website here, which I went to, yeah, okay, that's fine. Stop Killing Games is a consumer movement started to challenge the legality of publishers destroying video games they have sold to customers. An increasing number of video games are sold effectively as goods with no stated expiration date, but designed to be completely unplayable as soon as support from the publisher ends. This practice is a form of planned obsolescence. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Wow. I'm impressed with myself.
Good job.
That's a weird word. And it's not only detrimental to customers, but makes preservation effectively impossible. Furthermore, the legality of this practice is largely untested in many countries. Over the past year, we have successfully escalated complaints on this problem to consumer agencies in France, Germany, and Australia, and have brought forth petitions for new law on this problem to various countries. A list of the actions taken to date can be viewed here. As of 2025, most consumer actions on this matter has concluded, and we are awaiting decisions on it from several governments. However, there are a few remaining avenues left where people can participate if they are eligible. So that is the current sign count. 1.13 million signs. This is just in Europe. Mm-hmm. I don't know whether I can sign it. I haven't attempted to do so yet. But
no, we can't, because even though we're Canadian and technically part of the British Empire, no, we don't get to sign this.
Yeah. I think there's also there's a UK petition here. So this isn't even the UK. This is Europe minus the UK. I wonder if the UK petition has got a number on it. No, they don't. Okay. Maybe they include it.
Yeah, and this actually this has been around for a little while. We haven't really talked about it because it doesn't apply to us as Canadians, but it recently, some asshole has been trying to derail this because he's an asshole, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know anything about him other than him trying to derail this. And ironically, all it's done is bring even more attention to it.
Right. Yeah, and I think if I am not mistaken, there's a big difference between this way that they're doing this and like change.org. So like change.org is just a petition.
Yeah.
I think at a certain level the government has to respond, but it's like insane. It's like a really, really high number. Whereas this one in Europe is much more feasible to get government to respond. So, you know, props to them. I hope that North America can get a similar petition going if it doesn't already exist.
So the thing about European governments is that they're generally a little more likely to listen because they've had people executed before. No, nobody in power wants another French Revolution.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
We've never had that in North America.
Well, I mean, no, not a revolution. I guess there was the Civil War, I suppose.
Yeah, but that was different. You know, you didn't have people like executing kings in that.
No.
All I'm saying is that a little bit of beheading can go a long way towards not getting video games removed.
Just a little bit of beheading. Maybe on what was his name? Horchit.
Yeah, whatever.
The Ubisoft guy.
The Ubisoft guys.
Yeah. Off with their heads. We'll be talking a little bit about game preservation later on in the show. Not too far off, though. And you'll see what I mean in a little bit. Well, let's move forward. Borderlands 4 is in the news again. Not a bad thing, though, this time. In fact, it might be a really good thing for one Andrew. I don't know if you heard about this, but Borderlands 4 includes a slider that lets you decrease the volume and or mute entirely Claptrap.
Oh.
There is a specific option for muting Claptrap. So if you are annoyed by him, you can just mute him.
For the first time, I think maybe I mean, I probably won't play it, but I'm at least not guaranteed to not play it.
There you go. Yeah. I don't care. I'm used to him, but I can see how it would be annoying for some people.
You know what else there needs to be a dialogue slider for? Randy. Yeah, Randy Pitchford.
Oh, well, yeah. He needs a real life mute button for sure. Yeah, I guess they have like a crap load of options for customizing audio in the game. Like you can like filter out like how often the one-liners happen and stuff like that too.
Oh, very much appreciated.
It's pretty, yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. I really hope it lands because it's looking slick. It's looking slick. All right, this next piece of news makes me very sad. Subnautica 2 suffered a very strange studio change. Former Striking Distance CEO Steve Papowitz, I'm going to say, is joining Subnautica 2 developer Unknown Worlds as CEO amid the shock announcement that the previous leadership team, Ted Gill, Charlie Cleveland, and Max McGuire, have been replaced effective immediately. Unknown Worlds owner Krafton, which is behind PUBG, failed to expand on why the leadership team had been gutted, but said while it, quote, sought to keep the Unknown Worlds co-founders and original creators of the Subnautica series involved in the game's development, it wishes them well on their next endeavors. Krafton insisted that the new CEO will prioritize development momentum and delivering the best possible fan experience and will bring renewed energy and momentum. It's unclear what the change means for the launch window of the game. It's supposed to be going into early access this year, to be clear. Cleveland and McGuire founded the 24-year-old company, while Gill joined almost 7 years ago as president before his promotion to CEO in August of 2024. Not even a year ago. At the time of writing, all still list themselves as working at Unknown Worlds on LinkedIn, suggesting the change came suddenly and with little warning. So I think more information will probably come to light about why this happened, but it definitely seems very odd.
Yeah.
My assumption, given that these three are like the founding members of the studio, I assume there's some creative problems.
Yeah.
I have to assume there's some creative differences between Crafton and Unknown Worlds.
Yeah.
Or the game is taking way too long. That's also a significant possibility as well. But I don't really know. That's just complete speculation on my part. Subnautica 1 and Subnautica Below Zero are both fantastic games, especially the first one. The first one is unbelievably amazing. Also, I don't know what this footage is from. Looks like it's
just
someone's
some
reaction.
autoplay thing that came up.
Yeah, it's supposed to be on loop. Yeah, the first two games are absolutely amazing. I don't know how long it's been since Below Zero, though. Let me check. When did Below Zero? 2019. So it's been 6 years.
Yeah.
That's about when this game should be at least in early access, let alone version 1.0. So maybe it is just a significant delay, and Crafton's like, no, you got to get this game out, guys. I don't know, but I'm sure we will hear from those three guys at some point soon.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's going to take that long. I'm actually kind of surprised there's no update yet. So that makes me sad, though. Hope those guys land on their feet. I'm sure they'll probably just end up making their own studio, to be honest with you. We'll see, though. All right, what else we got? A new online military first-person shooter has been announced called Reaper Actual. Distinct Possibility Studio, a new development team comprised of industry veterans, including longtime Sony Online Entertainment boss John Smedley, has announced its first project, a large-scale, persistent online open-world first-person shooter called Reaper Actual, and it's currently in development for PC. It is a PvPvEVE game. Wow, that's a lot of
PvEVE?
VE, yeah, PvPvEVE game.
Environment versus environment? What?
My assumption is that there will be well, let's read. They might tell us. It's set on the fictional island of Marova, which Smedley tells IGN is 4 times the size of Call of Duty Warzone's biggest map. You play a Reaper, a mercenary, and work for different factions. Up to 200 players can be on one server, and you'll be able to join outfits, basically clans.
Yeah.
You use vehicles, own bases, and of course raid them. Meanwhile, the AI is also playing against each other, and the human players can choose to get involved. That's kind of cool. And it's being developed in Unreal Engine 5.
Don't really have much to say about that. I mean, it's a military shooter, Yeah,
we need more. I think we need like a full gameplay overview.
Yeah.
To know for sure.
Like, how exactly is this different from like Arma 2, for example?
Or MAG. I don't know. It says core player experiences are being designed around 3 to 4 player groups with larger scale Planet Side 2 type scenarios as well. Meanwhile, their Left 4 Dead director-style AI Cerberus will dynamically put players in conflict with each other by dishing out competing objectives for different outfits. Finally, they're extending the in-game economy outside of the game with opt-in Web3 elements. What's Web3? Is that the NFT shit?
That means NFT and cryptocurrency shit.
Well, you just lost me, Reaper Actual.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it does say players who wish to participate can opt in to user-generated content by crafting guns and gear, with renting and modding servers also an option. Player testing can be signed up for on the website. Yeah, that's a little sketchy. Who buys NFTs?
Nobody. That's why they fucking fell apart.
Like, why do these companies think they still exist then? Or
because
that they have any value?
They bought into it back when it was a new thing, and it's taken that long for their shit to start coming out.
Very weird. Very weird. But we'll keep an eye on that. See what happens.
Yeah, there's your crypto shit right there.
Yeah. Next up, Sony published Helldivers 2 gets shock release date on Xbox Series X and S. Helldivers 2 is coming to Xbox Series X and S next month in a shock announcement that sees Sony publish a game on PlayStation's rival consoles. Arrowhead's explosive co-op third-person shooter launches on Xbox on August 26th, 2025. Remarkably, that's the same day Microsoft releases Gears of War Reloaded on PlayStation 5.
Oh. Now
So
here's
maybe this
here's
was
a
like
question.
a trade?
Are you going to need a PSN account to play on Xbox?
Let's see. It does say crossplay across all platforms is confirmed,
Oh.
which means PC, PlayStation, and Xbox players will be
That
able to play
would be
together.
pretty shitty of them to not have crossplay
Yeah.
with PSN. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, they already had it on PC and PlayStation.
Yeah, that's
so
why it would be shitty for them to not have it on
they
Xbox.
just leave the Xbox. They're like, here you go, guys. You can play together, but you're not playing with us, motherfuckers. That'd be the ultimate insult. That'd be great. I'd enjoy that.
Oh, horrible.
I don't know.
At least that's not what's happening.
No. It doesn't say whether you require a PSN account.
I mean, that was a joke, but I sure hope they don't.
Does it require a PSN account on PC now?
No. They got rid of that.
They pulled that, right?
Yeah, they pulled that.
So
you can still link it, but it's optional.
Right, yeah, they give you like bonuses and stuff now for doing that, right? Well, there you go. So, whole new world for Xbox players to explore. It's a great game. I tried to get back into it once they released the third species, but it was over for me.
Oh, is that the stuff they were showing in this trailer here with like the big walkers with like the energy shields? Is that what that is?
Yeah, these guys. Yeah, that's
cool.
That's the new race. Yeah, it's all three races are very different. This one's really difficult, but I only played like 3 matches. Let me ask you a question.
You've already got humans and bugs. Is this third race basically the Protoss?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, they're kind of they're like a technologically advanced. Well, they're kind of zombie-ish. Like when these little guys down here, like when they run at you, they're kind of like fast zombies. It's kind of weird.
Do you think Blizzard ever kicks themselves over like looking at Helldivers and going, "Why didn't we do that with StarCraft?"
Yeah, can you imagine?
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
I can imagine because they almost did it with StarCraft Ghost.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Watch our episode on fucking games that never were.
Yeah. All right. This next one is interesting too. Where Winds Meet, another Asian game. I don't know if it's Asian inspired or Asian. At least I think it is. Let me remember here real quick. Yeah. Asian. Asian and or inspired. I don't know. But again, it's just another one of those games that kind of melds together. But it's been revealed that it is a PlayStation 5 exclusive for at least 6 months. So it's not an exclusive then. Yeah, it's a timed exclusive. It's coming to PC and mobile at some point as well.
And mobile? Interesting.
Yeah. It's a NetEase game, so that doesn't surprise me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that explains everything.
Yep. There you go. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any interest in the game. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know. But we'll see where it goes. All right. We talked a little bit about game preservation earlier. Well, a certain EA BioWare game is joining that list of unplayable games.
Oh no! Are they really shutting it down?
Anthem is finally being shut down.
Wow.
Its last date is January 12th, 2026. After that date, the game will be unplayable.
The
Premium
game that's been in maintenance mode for like the last 4 years.
Yeah. Premium in-game currency will stop being sold. Has stopped being sold at this point.
Was anybody still buying it?
Man, IGN really fucked up their dates. This is another article that says, "Oh wait, no, we're in July, right? We're not in August."
Yeah.
Why do I think we're in August?
I don't know.
That's weird. Why am I having a stroke?
You might be.
live on the show.
I think you might have worked too hard getting all this shit together for this show. I know it's a big one, but damn, dude.
Yeah, 45 minutes took it out of me, man. Before we even started recording.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, balls. Okay. Premium in-game currency has stopped being sold, though existing balances will still be able to be used until Anthem shuts down. The game will be removed from EA Play on August 15th. For those that don't know, EA Play is basically like PlayStation Plus or Ubisoft Plus or Xbox Game Pass, but it's just EA games. On August 15th, 2025, but will still be available for download if it's already in your library until it officially shuts down in January. I wish they had made an offline mode for this game.
Yeah,
because it's not terrible. It really isn't. Like, it's beautiful. The action is fun. Yeah, the end game apparently sucks, but getting there is kind of fun. It's. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's a 9 out of 10. It's not. But the moment-to-moment gameplay is kind of fun. I mean, look at the explosion. It looks great. It plays great.
Yeah, if only they'd focused on like the cool flying and shooting and shit instead of making it a fucking live service game.
Yeah, exactly.
And trying to fucking nickel and dime you for everything, or make you play for 10,000 hours to earn basic shit.
Yeah. I remember when they were talking about like completely revamping the game, and then like 2 months later they were like, you know what, guys, right. We're giving up on this.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks, but it was probably the right decision. Like,
it was the right call.
I could very easily see a world in which this became a massive money pit, and we've seen that happen. You know, we've seen that happen plenty of times recently. So like, it sucks, but I think this was just always the outcome that this game was fated to have, and so better that they not dump another 100 million into something that was realistically never going to be a hit, not as a live service game. You know, if this had been like some kind of mission based thing with like, you know, up to 3 other friends like opting in to do like almost like do you remember the Halo 4 the fire team mode that they had?
Yes.
Yeah. Like something like that where like the mission changes, like the online mission changes every week. Yeah. And then you have like your single player mode, you know, something like that. I think it probably could have done well, or at least better than this.
Than what it did, yeah.
Like
I bought this game for $2.99.
Jesus Christ.
That's how much it went on sale.
Yeah.
Because when I went on for $2.99, I was like,
well, why not?
Why not? $2.99. I'll try it. It can't be that bad. And it wasn't that bad. Yeah. It sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, another game that we will never be able to play again unless things change. So change things, people.
Yeah.
Change. All right, only 2 left here before we get into the topic of the week. Hades 2 recently got an update, but Hades 2's next patch could be its last before the game emerges from its early access cocoon.
God, it still looks gorgeous.
Oh, it looks beautiful. As spotted, I'm losing it. As spotted by RPS, the roguelite action RPG's latest patch, the Unseen Update, introduces a number of adjustments to some of the latest editions. But developer Supergiant did tease that this will likely be its last patch before V1, whenever that will be.
Yeah.
The team said it will continue to monitor your feedback in the meantime. So, it seems like I don't know how much time went between each patch, but if I remember correctly, when they did the final patch of Hades 1, it was not long for version 1 to launch everywhere else. I think I played it on Switch first, because I think that's where it launched first.
Yeah, it came out on Switch first. It didn't come to other platforms until later.
Yeah. Oh, and it looks like Hades 2 is coming to Switch, and Switch 2 is a timed console exclusive as well. Well, that sucks.
Well, I mean, it did really well for them there, so it doesn't really surprise me. But yeah, it should be launching everywhere. I mean, now that now that they've got a huge fan base because the first game was a hit, it should just go everywhere, like right out the door.
Yeah. Well, I'll be waiting for it to come out on console, on regular console, because I'm not going to buy it for Switch 1. That just seems... No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Or maybe I get it on PC. I don't know. But yeah, I can't wait to play that game. I'm sure it's absolutely amazing. And then finally, I don't know. I kind of almost didn't put this in the news because of how not up our alley and also how terrible the announcement was. Resident Evil Survival Unit has been announced.
I've not even heard of this.
Well, there's probably a reason. So number one,
no.
This is the trailer. The whole reveal is just this guy talking.
Is this a TV show?
No, it is a real-time strategy game for mobile.
With a guy from Aniplex? Weird.
Very weird. Yeah, Resident Evil Survival Unit is a real-time strategy game developed in close collaboration with Capcom to ensure authenticity and quality for iPhone and Android. It's being co-developed by Joy City.
Hold on. Does this guy look like Japanese Ian McKellen to you?
Yes, he kind of does. Just give that man a beard. He's Gandalf. Japanese Gandalf.
It just hit me why he looked so familiar.
Why does it? I know you.
That's actually kind of awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who he is. I guess it said at the beginning of the trailer, but I missed it.
It's like how Hayao Miyazaki looks like Japanese Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, yes, he does. Oh, God. Are we going to get in trouble for these comparisons? I don't know.
No, look at him. That dude looks like Ian McKellen, but Japanese.
He does.
Man, dude, I wish I looked like Ian McKellen. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, but that's the full trailer right there. That was it.
Yeah,
that's the reveal.
That's terrible.
Yeah, why would you...
I'm a guy from a place. We're making a thing. Cool. Do you have anything to show? Yeah. No.
Yeah, why wasn't this just an email?
Yeah. Or
really
how
weird.
about you wait until you have something to show?
Yeah. Very, very strange. But yeah, it's being co-developed by Joy City Corporation, a Korean mobile gaming company that previously made Pirates of the Caribbean Tides of War, another licensed real-time strategy spinoff. A full reveal of Survival Unit will take place next week. Well, then why was this even...
Why are we not hearing about it a week later when it would actually have like anything to talk about?
I think that's a very Japanese thing to do, to be like, please be excited.
Yeah, the announcement for the announcement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So dumb. Anyway. I mean, I'm sure I will have absolutely no interest in this, but
I mean, it can't possibly be worse than Umbrella Corps. Or can it?
I mean, mobile games, man. Who knows?
Sometimes the mobile games end up being like really, really fun, but not usually.
Yeah.
Usually only if they're designed with like mobile gaming in mind. No. We'll see. We shall see.
All right, let's get into the topic of the week, which this week is all about Microsoft, and I've organized this into oh my God, what is happening right now? Nobody knows.
I was really tempted to ask you to just have a picture of Vegeta crushing his scouter while we talked about this, because not to just jump into it, but Microsoft is among other things apparently firing 9,000 people.
Yeah, I've cut this up into multiple pieces because there's so much to this story. Maybe even that you haven't completely heard of. I don't know how much you've heard, but I've cut this up. It all
kind of blurred together in one smear of rage.
Yeah. So we'll start at the beginning here, and then we'll work our way through it. So Microsoft today being July 2nd, has made significant layoffs to its gaming division, per a memo sent to staff by Xbox boss Phil Spencer. A source told IGN that Candy Crush developer King was hit hard, but the layoffs affect other parts of the gaming business. IGN understands Microsoft-owned Bethesda, including its London office, were also affected by the cuts. The gaming layoffs come as part of an eye-watering round of cuts across Microsoft that amount to about 4%, or roughly 9,100 of their employees losing their jobs. Microsoft has over 228,000 employees worldwide. The following message from Phil Spencer was shared to all gaming staff today. I haven't read this, so let's see if there's anything interesting in here. It doesn't look like a standard.
It's gross. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Okay.
He basically says we've never been in a stronger position immediately after firing 9,000 people.
Jesus Christ!
It's that kind of shit. It's disgusting.
So he says, quote, "Today we are sharing decisions that will impact colleagues across our organization to position gaming for enduring success and allow us to focus on strategic growth areas.
Fuck you, Philip. Fuck you. Fuck you."
Who knows if it was his decision? Like, I don't know how much is being influenced by people above him. Let's, maybe
you can.
There's a lot of finger pointing going on, and I don't want to fall into that trap. Because I mean, the views expressed by Andrew are not mine. Just to be clear, I have not expressed mine yet.
Look.
Got to be careful with this one because there's a lot of rage and we have to pick it apart.
There is a lot of rage, but I'm just going to say this. Phil Spencer is at a high up enough position that he could, maybe they say word it, in a specific way. He is in a position where he has enough power to bend the wording of it to not be so slimy.
I would hope so.
And he has chosen not to. Whether or not he wrote this script, because it's obviously a prepared statement. This is not an off-the-cuff thing.
No, this is a letter that they wrote.
He has enough sway there that he could at least adjust that phrasing to not be so, condescending and dickish.
Oh, trust me, I've been there because, I've been laid off before. So I've heard this corporate mumbo-jumbo where it's you're not taking a pay cut, but I'm losing my job. Thanks.
Yeah.
I get it. So he says, we will end or decrease work in certain areas of the business and follow Microsoft's lead in removing layers of management to increase agility and effectiveness. Out of respect for those impacted today, the specifics of today's notifications and any organizational shifts will be shared by your team leaders in the coming days. I recognize these changes come at a time when we have more players, games, and gaming hours than ever before. Our platform hardware and game roadmap have never looked stronger. The success we're seeing currently is based on tough decisions we've made previously. We must make choices now for continued success in future years, and a key part of that strategy is the discipline to prioritize the strongest opportunities.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh,
no, fuck you.
Hold on.
The future has never looked brighter, which is why we're fucking firing you. Fuck you.
He didn't say that. He said we must make choices now for continued success in future years.
That's the flowery way of saying that. Fuck
it
you.
Is. Well, what would you have him say?
Just be honest.
Just be honest. That's pretty honest. That's pretty honest, isn't it?
It is.
We're making choices now for continued success in future years, and a key part of that strategy is the discipline.
That you can't fucking keep 9,000 people employed. That doesn't sound like success. That sounds like, oh man, we spent $44 billion or whatever on that Activision acquisition. We got to make cuts somewhere to make up for that.
Well, that's definitely true. And I think they also spent 80 billion on an AI thing because they lost a partnership with someone. I can't remember who it was. Anyway, we will protect what is thriving. I'm going to be losing my voice by the end of this. We will protect what is thriving and concentrate effort on areas with the greatest potential while delivering on the expectations that the company has for our business. So he's mentioned a couple times in here Microsoft being above him, which again leads me to believe that these are not specifically his decisions, and that this is being forced upon him by what's the head honcho's name? Satya?
Yeah.
Something.
I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't want to get it wrong.
No. Welcome to my world.
Yeah.
every week, pronouncing somebody's name wrong. This focused approach means we can deliver exceptional games and experience for players for generations to come. Prioritizing our opportunities is essential, but that does not lessen the significance of this moment. Simply put, we would not be where we are today without the time, energy, and creativity of those whose roles are impacted. These decisions are not a reflection of the talent, creativity, and dedication of the people involved. Our momentum is not accidental, it's the result of years of dedicated effort from our teams.
And so this is the thanks you get.
Apparently. And then he goes on to talk about HR will be contacting you, blah, 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 blah. So that's part one. There's many parts and layers to this situation, as it were. IGN did say Microsoft staff who wished to remain anonymous to protect their careers told IGN that employees had braced themselves for the layoffs, fearing the worst. Which, I mean, when you're a part of the gaming division and you're hearing about thousands of cuts coming, I don't blame you for feeling that way. I've been in that situation where there's definitely rumblings happening around the company, and you're like, who's going first? And then you start to see people disappear.
Yeah.
And you're like, ooh, is my number being called? Like, what's going on? So continuing here, we'll get into the specifics in a bit. One thing that Phil Spencer has said here is that, where is it here? Yeah, I don't want to go into that yet. I don't want to go into that. Oh, Matt Booty. Here we go. Matt Booty, head of Xbox Game Studios, said Microsoft still has more than 40 projects in active development, continued momentum on titles shipping this fall, and a strong slate headed into 2026. And that a source told Variety that every game featured at the Xbox Game Showcase in June that we watched are safe. There are no issues with any of those games. We will get into cancellations in a second.
For now.
But all of those games are currently safe and not affected by these layoffs.
Well,
so,
not directly affected.
Not directly.
I bet the morale at those studios is probably pretty low. Like wondering, are we next on the chopping block?
I believe he said that there are no more layoffs planned at the moment.
Well, not for the immediate future, but what about next year, the year after that? These seem to be annual at this point.
Well, I mean, across the industry, not just Microsoft at this point. It's kind of everybody, right? I think, it's. I mean, again, that's why unions are such a good idea now for this industry. Excuse me, but games that were at the show include Call of Duty Black Ops 7, which we know a Call of Duty is safe.
Oh, yeah.
If you're at one of those studios, don't worry about it. You're fine.
Well, you might get fired, but your game's not going to get canceled.
I don't think I've ever heard them lay off people at Treyarch or Raven or what's the other one? It's the one that used to do Call of Duty all the time.
I don't know.
Fuck! It's like it was like the original Call of Duty studio. God damn it! That's gonna kill me. Call of Duty studios. Not Infinity Ward. In Exile is also safe. That's the Clockwork Revolution guys. Obsidian is safe. So Grounded 2 and Outer Worlds 2 are safe, which makes sense. They're both coming out this year, so I would hope so. Double Fine must be okay because they have Keeper coming out. Same thing with the Coalition, with Gears of War, Reloaded, Ninja Gaiden 4, Indiana Jones, DLC, Tony Hawk, all that stuff. So they're all okay. So that's at least something to know. Minecraft is safe. But there are companies that we didn't hear from that we haven't heard any rumblings about in quite a while, and we don't know if they're affected, including Avalanche Studios. That's the Just Cause developer. they were working on Contraband,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't know what's happening there. Undead Labs, the State of Decay guys,
Yep.
they're working on State of Decay 3. We don't know what's going on there. Ninja Theory, we don't know what they're working on since they finished Hellblade 2,
Yeah.
which didn't do very well, so that kind of makes me fear for them a little bit. The biggest one, though, that kind of is a bit of a mystery is Hideo's game, OD.
Yeah, we still continue to not know what the deal with that is.
Yeah. But none of those things were at the Xbox showcase, so any of those could be in trouble, and we just don't know it yet.
Maybe that's why it wasn't at the Xbox showcase.
Yeah. I'm sure if they were canceled, we would hear about it in the next week, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, let's move on to the next set here. So there was also a rumor going around that Phil Spencer was retiring at the end of this generation, and that Sarah Bond was taking over. Microsoft has finally officially commented and said that he is not retiring anytime soon, whatever that means. So he might be retiring at the end of this generation. I don't. It depends on what they consider soon, I guess. It does seem like they keep putting Sarah Bond more at the forefront, though. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but like a bunch of the showcases and stuff, it used to be Phil started them. Now Phil's kind of like deeper into the showcase and suddenly reappears, and Sarah Bond has been kind of leading the as we're seeing on this showcase here, or this announcement.
I mean, she's as it says right there, she's the president of Xbox.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. But now we get into the unfortunate and sad stuff. First off is Everwild.
Dead.
Rare's new game. Well, I don't want to call it new. We haven't really seen it since 2022, I want to say. It's been a while.
Yeah,
the game's been cooking for a while now, and we haven't seen it. It's been canceled. Let's see here. The studio has been affected, so Rare has suffered some layoffs. Which I don't think they're massive layoffs, because that studio still has Sea of Thieves being constantly worked on. So I would imagine that the only people that were laid off were the ones that were working on Everwild and don't have anything.
Working on a new game?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if that game's canceled, then that essentially means that all those people that were working on the game have nothing to do. So I understand that.
So, like, we just continue to do stuff for Sea of Thieves and never come up with anything new, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I mean, hold on. I don't like that attitude. I don't like that attitude. This game's been in production for a long-ass time. This might just be that it wasn't working out. We can't just say that it was evil Microsoft canceling studios and cutting... Like, it could be this game sucked. It could be this game sucked.
I suppose both of those things can be true.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
I don't like this like hyperbole online of like, oh, like Microsoft's evil. They cut Everwild, and it's like, well, maybe there's a reason we haven't seen it, because maybe it just has sucked.
In this specific case, maybe, but like I'm at a point where I'm not really willing to give Microsoft the benefit of the doubt anymore. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man.
Like, I try not to be cynical about this shit, but it's incredibly hard to not be cynical when you're talking about a company that just laid off 9,000 people.
Oh, yeah. I'm not defending them laying off 9,000 people. I don't know how that possibly could have happened. Like, how did that even occur? That you had 9,000 redundant staff? That doesn't make sense. Yeah. There's something drastic changed, where there was a leadership change. Some guy came in and was like, what the fuck are you people doing? Why do we have all these people doing nothing? Why are we wasting all this money?
Yeah,
that could have happened.
All that AI we're invested in to do it instead.
It could be that as well. Like it could. There's so many different reasons it could be, and I'm not disputing that. But I just don't. Again, I don't like the hyperbole that people get sucked into, where it's like, oh, they canceled Everwild. Rare's an amazing team. Blah 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 blah. Are they an amazing team? Because they've come out with one game in like 20 years that's actually done any business for Xbox, and it like that's sad. That's really sad. So maybe they're just not that talented. Sorry, I'm sorry to say. Like, these games are beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Sea of Thieves, gorgeous. This looks fucking gorgeous. But is it a good game? I don't know.
We don't know that it wasn't.
I don't know that it wasn't. No, but this,
and I guess we'll never find out now.
Well, we might. Leaks happen more often than not about canceled projects these days.
But we'll never get it properly now.
No. But also keep in mind, this is the same company that put out Redfall, an absolute pile of trash, and that somehow made it through the cracks. They learned from that situation, and were like, "Oh fuck, that can never happen again. We can't do that. That's awful." So maybe there was a shift in leadership, and someone came in and was like, "Okay, guys, this is a Redfall situation. Like, red flags." I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying, don't make assumptions that this game was like the next fucking 10 out of 10 experience, because I highly doubt it was. If they looked at this project and were like, oh, there's something here after however many years in development, like let's see when Everwild was actually announced, because I feel like it's been like 7 years.
I mean, we're getting into multiple layers of speculation here. We don't know if it was any good or if it was crap. Like, it's
2019. Oh no, sorry, 2014.
That is a while.
Yeah. People need to like cut that shit. Like, the game's been in development for 10 years, guys. If it was good, it'd be out by fucking now. I'm sorry, but clearly something went very wrong with this project, and that's why it was canceled. I'm not saying Microsoft's not, that there's not a problem there. There's definitely a problem with Microsoft, clearly. But to specifically say that they're evil for canceling this game, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. And when a game's in development hell for that long, there's a point at which you got to cut the fucking strings and say, no, this isn't working. I mean, it's not like they like shut down Rare. Yeah. They still have another chance to make another game, right? And they're still working on Sea of Thieves, right? But I think we can all understand that after 10 years, this game hasn't even seen a gameplay trailer.
Yeah, I agree that
something happened.
That's not a good sign.
No, not good at all. So there's that, and obviously, our thoughts go to all the people that were laid off. That really sucks. Including so this one's a little weird. This one's Everwild adjacent. So I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Greg Malis, I'm gonna say. He's a veteran Rare designer and director, and he was working on Everwild. Will reportedly depart the studio following yesterday's sweeping cuts of Xbox staff and projects. His departure, as reported by VGC, ends an influential career at Rare stretching back more than 35 years to the studio's origins, developing games like Battletoads for NES and through its N64 heyday, during which he helped design characters such as Diddy Kong. Perhaps best known as the director of the N64 classic Banjo-Kazooie. And he was also a creative director on Sea of Thieves. Over the past 4 years, however, he was working on Everwild. Now, let's connect some dots here for a second. The game's been in production since 2014. He took over as creative director on Everwild 4 years ago, which means the game probably got rebooted in some fashion, because there was reports a while ago that the game was being kind of revamped because it wasn't working out well. That kind of lines up with that timeline. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in development for 10 years and you're still not out, that means something got restarted at some point.
Exactly, right? And now we're 4 years later, and the game gets canceled. So, and he gets let go. So to me, that kind of says like they saw potential in the project, put their best man on it, and he couldn't save it. And for whatever happened, they let go a 35-year veteran. Now, it doesn't specifically say he was laid off. It just says that he's departing the company. So I don't know whether there was, if he was laid off, or if he was like, yeah, I give up, I'm out. Like, who knows, right? It hasn't really been confirmed how his departure occurred.
Well, maybe he'll go work at what is it, Platonic, that makes ukulele, made up of a bunch of former Rare people.
Yeah, absolutely. He definitely has some options. Or maybe he's just retiring. That's also a possibility.
Yeah, that is possible too.
Given he's been in the company for 35 years, who knows, right? So, yeah, I think that project was just it was a what do they call it? Not pulling the cord. No, what do you when you turn off the machine that keeps someone alive, taking them off life support?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like it feels like that's what this particular situation was. I'm not saying all of them were, but I feel like that's what this situation was.
You might be right.
Whoop! I dropped a deuce. All right, another game that got canceled. This one literally made me tear up. I was just about to tear up when this was announced. The Perfect Dark reboot, being co-developed by the Initiative. And
they also shut down the Initiative.
Yeah,
which is why this is canceled.
Yeah,
because they just shut down the whole team.
Who are they co-developing the game with? Oh, Crystal Dynamics, the Tomb Raider guys. So yeah, the studio shut down, the game's canceled, and that's that. This is another game that I feel probably lands in a similar bucket to Everwild. The game was in production for a long time. They opened this studio for this game, and then
they've been working on this a while.
Yeah, but then halfway through development, they're like, "Oh yeah, Crystal Dynamics is also helping them co-develop it now." And it was like, "Wait a minute, you're bringing in a third-party company to help your first-party develop a game? That's not a good sign." You know, but then we got this sort of ray of hope last year when we saw this gameplay trailer, and we were like, "Oh, this looks fucking good." Well, apparently not. Some other information has come out that this trailer wasn't a bullshot, but it was pretty close. They basically sources basically described this demo as apparently a just barely working trailer. Like the trailer, like it just barely worked.
Yeah.
And
Put
it was
together
a very
for the showing and
exactly. Yeah. So that means the game was probably still pretty far off by the sounds of it. And it obviously, if they've closed the studio, this game just wasn't coming together. It this was probably their vision for what they wanted the whole game to be, and it just wasn't happening. So I think this one probably falls in the same category as Everwild. It does suck that they closed the studio, but I mean, let's see when this one was announced. When was the Perfect Dark reboot announced? 2022. But when was the Initiative started? When was the Initiative studio started? 2018. So once again, we have this one's a 7-year development cycle with help from a third-party developer with a proven track record, and they still couldn't push the game out. So
yeah, I'm looking at some of these animations, and I'm seeing some rough spots where it's like,
yeah,
like that guy. Look, when she jumps down on that guy, he's already falling down before she lands on him.
Yeah. I watched this trailer and I was looking for problems, and I was like, oh, I do see some oddities there. And yeah, so I think this just falls into that category of this is a game that was on life support that was unplugged finally.
Well, the problem is with you look at how that game looks, and that doesn't happen overnight. Like it kind of has to take a lot of time for for something like that to get made.
Yeah.
If you want it to look like that, it takes years.
Yeah. 7 is a long time, though.
It is a long time.
That's a long time. And especially when you have 2 studios co-developing it. And maybe, who knows, maybe that was actually a problem. Maybe they
Yeah.
brought Crystal Dynamics in, and then there was a creative butting
Yeah.
of heads, and they couldn't get it to work. And finally someone walked in and was like, guys, get your shit together. And if you don't have something by blank date, you're done.
Yeah, a
And
lot of
then,
times when another like when a co-developer is brought in like that, it's usually for like the multiplayer mode. Not saying that that was definitely
right?
the case here, but
No, it was the whole game was. I don't think it had multiplayer announced, at
yeah,
least. Yeah, I remember them specifically making an announcement saying Crystal Dynamics is now being brought on board as a co-developer of Perfect Dark with the initiative. So, because I remember we talked about. I'm not we, but like I talked about it with somebody because it was before Press Pause was a show. How weird that was. It was like a third party company helping with a first party company. That's like never happened. Like
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it happens, but like
Well,
small
are.
things.
I mean, there are studios out there that kind of specialize in that. Like WayForward has done a lot of
Yeah.
that development support. There's a company in Japan, I believe it's pronounced Tosei, that has they specifically they build themselves as a ghost developer. Like, you know how books will have ghost writers where one person's name is on the cover, but they didn't actually write it. They like wrote the outline, and then the
Yeah.
ghost writer actually wrote it. Tosei
Yeah.
brands themselves as a ghost developer, where you give them the concept for the game, but they're the ones who actually make it. They also do a lot of porting. Like there were a bunch of games that they've ported to other systems. Like I believe all the Final Fantasy games on the Game Boy Advance were port jobs that they did.
Yeah. I could be
and-
wrong, but I think that's how Blue Point started.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. It's actually not that uncommon for for companies to do like commission work on games. But for a company as big as Crystal Dynamics, a company that doesn't usually do that kind of work, like I said, if they had said that like WayForward Technologies was working on it, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's no surprise. WayForward does that stuff all the time. There's the guy falling down before she lands on him.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Weird.
But Crystal Dynamics, like they're doing their own thing with their own like huge AAA franchises like Tomb Raider. It seemed weird that they would be brought on for Perfect Dark of all things.
Yeah. And a first party studio especially, and to announce it beforehand. It's like they were proud of this collaboration, It was like,
I mean, maybe
weird.
maybe if Crystal Dynamics was bringing something really cool to the table, they might have been, but I guess we'll never know again.
No. Oh, I guarantee we'll get leaked gameplay or leaked something from these
footage.
Yeah,
honestly, it wouldn't even be the first time something that Crystal Dynamics has been hard at work on that got canceled that then gets shown off in like a massive leak. Go look up Legacy of Kain Dead Son. There's like 45 minutes of actually remarkably playable looking footage for an okay looking game that we didn't hear about until that footage came out because it was never announced.
This next one I don't have footage for because of the 800 tabs that I had open. It looks like this one didn't open. Actually, no. Yeah, I can't. Yeah. But another casualty of the Microsoft layoffs was ZeniMax Online Studios. The developer of Elder Scrolls Online had a brand new IP MMO in production, which has been canceled.
Oh,
great. We don't know anything about it, but we know that they were making another MMO, and it's been zapped. So there's that. I don't really have anything to say about it, but obviously that studio is still doing great with Elder Scrolls Online, so I think they'll be fine. The developer or the ZeniMax Online Studios boss has stepped down though after the cancellation. Matt Führer, I think his name is. So I don't know why he stepped down. Um,
That could be all sorts of reasons if there's no details.
yeah, it just says he stepped down, and it was his decision. So I don't know. I have no idea. Okay.
That is a nice
So
looking gun, though. That's a cool design.
for Perfect Dark.
Yeah. Not that
Yeah, I
we'll
mean, I was super stoked when I saw this footage. It really sucks that it didn't come together, but 7 years.
Yeah.
I feel like that game should be coming out this year, not, or it should have maybe came out last year for all intents and purposes. But
Well, 7 years does still put them squarely in COVID territory.
yeah, that's true. Yeah. So like take 2 years off the
Yeah.
off that. So like 5 years.
Still a lot of time, though.
That's yeah. 5 years is kind of like the AAA zone. I feel like at this point for games to be released. Okay. So there's that one.
And there's that stack of oranges just vanishing with the physics oranges on top dropping down. But
There was also some smoke at one point that just kind of quickly vanishes as well.
Yeah, that happens. I see that happening in release games all the time. Or like the smoke cloud, once the center of it is off screen, the whole cloud disappears. Because it only renders if the point in the center is on screen. It happens.
Yeah. Another studio that was drastically affected was Romero Games.
Yeah.
John Romero's studio. The entire studio has been laid off. So I'm assuming why. Well, I don't know why they choose different wording. Like the entire studio has been laid off versus the studio has been closed. Like if you don't have any staff, doesn't that mean the studio's closed? Like I don't understand what that means. When they say this, the entire studio has been laid off. Okay, so your studio's closed, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, just it's a little weird. Says more than a dozen Romero Games employees have now publicly stated they've been impacted by the layoffs and are now looking for work, according to LinkedIn profiles reviewed by IGN. Romero Games formally announced its funding had been pulled just hours ago, as of yesterday. I don't know what they were working on, but their last full game they published was this Empire's Sin. I think they were working on a Doom game again. Not Doom, but like they made a Doom game. What was it called?
Sigil.
Sigil, yeah. I think they were making Sigil 2.
They made
maybe?
Sigil 2. They
made Sigil 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I have no idea what they were making.
I watched John Romero design some levels for that on his Twitch stream.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He would stream the level design process.
I wonder what he's going to do now.
Yeah, no idea.
I can't find anything about... little is known of what Romero Games has been working on for the past few years, other than it was a new first-person shooter made in Unreal 5. So,
I mean, it's John Romero. Like, somebody will... If he goes looking for work at a studio, I'm sure someone will say, please come to work with us, man who designed most of the levels for the original Doom.
Yeah.
We're now watching Mila Jovovich.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what that's all about.
Because of autoplay.
Because of autoplay, yeah. I keep forgetting to turn on the loop. And then this one was one of the more surprising ones. Forza developer Turn 10 Studios has also been impacted by the layoffs. They've basically left the Forza Horizon, or not the Forza Horizon team, but the Forza Motorsport team basically dead.
Yeah, man, imagine that. Let's take one of our showpiece titles and or one half of our showpiece franchise and just fucking lop it off.
My assumption is that the last one didn't sell well. Let me see if I can find some sales numbers for Forza Motorsport. Didn't
sell 10 million copies on day one.
Yeah, let me see if I can find out what it was. Nope, that's the whole franchise. I don't care about that.
Like, the question is really, Did it not sell well, or did it not sell within their expectations?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in comparison to Horizon, I bet it sold extremely poorly.
Well, Horizon's the more popular
Um,
half of that
which
franchise, isn't it?
which is why I don't think Playground Games was affected. They're the Forza Horizon team. I don't. Oh, yeah. It so the last game, Forza Motorsport, the reboot of the franchise per se, didn't even hit the top 20. Um, and there was only 4.6 thousand players online on launch day. Yikes. That's actually really bad. And especially given it was on Game Pass day one. I honestly I feel like the racing sim crowd is not as big as it used to be. I think that might be part of the
No,
problem.
they've also got they've got a lot of games to play.
Is there another racing sim that's like on top right now besides Gran Turismo? I
Well,
mean, which also apparently didn't do very well.
but like that's the thing. It's like it's kind of like it's kind of like MOBAs. Everybody was trying to make a MOBA. There's really only room for like 2 or 3 of them
Yeah,
because people pick their game and then they play that. Or hero shooters, people pick their game and then they play that, and so there's really only room for a few.
yeah. So maybe Forza Motorsport just got bumped out.
I guess.
People playing something else. I guess. What they're playing, I don't know. I'm not really. I don't really follow that genre very well, so I'm
Neither
not
do
really
I.
sure.
Racing games, to me, a racing game is always like a great technical demo. Like
Mhm.
I've said this before on the show. I feel like your system should always launch with a racing game or have one near launch because it's a great way to show off. Like here's how
Visuals.
fast our game can stream in new areas, or here's how smooth our frame rates can be, or stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like you remember the Super Nintendo came out and F-Zero was a launch title, and it was like, holy shit, look at this thing
Yep.
go.
Remember F-Zero GX? Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Racing games are great tech demos for your platform, and you should always have a few of them on your system because there are enough people to support that. But I don't know, these Forza games, they're coming out like every year or every other year, aren't they?
The Forza games?
Yeah.
Yeah. From what I understand, it's they take turns each
Yeah.
year. So there's a Forza game and then there's a Horizon game. But I guess
Yeah.
that's not happening anymore. I guess what happened with the Forza Motorsport team is that the remaining team or the remaining members of the team that weren't let go have been moved to Playground Games.
Well, okay. That's the place where they should go, since that's the
Yeah.
expertise they'll have.
Yeah. So it seems like they've just given up on that half of Forza. So Forza is just Forza Horizon now. There's no Forza Motorsport.
I guess.
That's what it seems like from the reports. So there's that. And then finally, I don't know why the screen cuts out. I think it's because I'm getting tired from having to manage all of these windows. Blizzard was also affected, not in a super heavy way, but enough that their mobile game Warcraft Rumble is going into maintenance mode.
I've never even heard of this.
Uh, yeah, it's not. Obviously, if it's going into maintenance mode, it didn't do very well. But it's a free-to-play tower defense real-time strategy game inspired by like Clash of Clans.
Inspired by what Warcraft used to be, a real-time strategy game.
Well, I don't think it's quite like that. Like here's some gameplay footage.
I mean,
yeah,
it looks kind of like it visually.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, I don't know. Development for it began. Oh my god. What? Are you kidding? Why did this game take so long? Development for the game began in 2016, but the game didn't release until 2023. It's a mobile game. Why did it take
was it being
that long?
Made internally by Blizzard, or did they farm it out to somebody else? I mean, art-wise, I could definitely believe this was internal because it's definitely got the art that has always been Blizzard's strength.
Yeah, no, it's Blizzard. Developed and published by Blizzard. So
Huh.
weird.
Well,
Yeah. Candy Crush maker King was also impacted as well, although I can't specify the specifics on that. Yeah. So sweeping problems, sweeping layoffs at Microsoft. That's a lot of people, man.
mm-hmm.
Especially in this industry. Like 9,000 people could make so many teams and so many studios.
Christ, yeah.
Like the amount of people that is just mind-boggling. So now all of a sudden the industry is just flooded with people looking for a job. I think we're going to see a huge influx in new studios over the next couple of years. Just from this alone. I mean, where are they going to go? 9,000 people.
Yeah, but how many of them have been completely demoralized by this? And
What, do you think they're just going to give up on the industry and just go
I mean,
work
considering how badly
retail?
people get burned out in this business,
Oh, yeah.
it wouldn't surprise me if they went into some other branch of computer science.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely possible.
Where they're also be made redundant by fucking AI at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so it sucks. It definitely sucks. We wish all of the people affected that they land on their feet. And hopefully that's the end of what we've heard. But
Yeah,
I have a feeling that's
the end of layoffs.
Well, not the end of layoffs, but I hope that there's no other studios that we don't know about that have been affected as well. Like I said, we had that list of that we shared earlier of
9,000 people. There's probably more internally that we don't know about. That's a lot of people.
Oh, that's a lot of people, man. Yeah. Yeah. So I get both sides of the story. I get the rage and the anger towards Microsoft. I totally get it. I totally agree with it. I totally get it. But let's not all sit and pretend that some of these projects were, future gold mines. Some of them were clearly money pits.
I'm not saying that everything here was going to be amazing. I mean, I'm looking at this Warcraft game and it doesn't look all that great.
It is out.
Yeah,
it's just
is
in maintenance
out.
mode.
But it's like the issue is that Microsoft is one of the wealthiest companies in the world and has been for decades. And like, you're telling me you can't just be human and like say, okay, these projects are canceled, but you still have a job, start working on something new. Like, obviously there are places that don't have the money to do that, like indie developers can't afford to do that, but Microsoft absolutely can afford to do that. Is it in their best business interest from a strictly financial standpoint? No, but be fucking human once in a while, especially when you can afford it, Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely get all sides of the issue for sure. I just got really sick and tired of reading comments of like just one-sided aggression instead of people thinking about, the other side of the coin.
I, on the other hand, wholeheartedly encourage the fuck Microsoft for firing 9,000 people attitude. And I support you in your comments and your rage, everyone. Please continue.
It's not going to do anything, though. They don't give a shit. Clearly.
No, they don't give a shit. And that's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see how everything shakes out. I'm going to redo my tracker because my tracker is now vastly out of date for tracking all of the first party studios. To kind of see where we're at because that really shifted a lot of stuff. So we'll see how things go. And that is your topic of the week, ladies and gentlemen, which means it's time to end the show with
Screenshot Scope.
Screenshot Scope. Yeah, let's do
might
that.
Actually end fun. Somehow, we might actually end before 10 tonight.
Yep.
Also, my ass hurts from sitting this long. Hold on, I need to stand up.
There's a reason I do this all the time. I have to wiggle my hips and
I have to let my ass re-expand. It's like completely flattened.
re-expansion of the ass. Ass re-expansion.
As for what this is, I don't know. It's more fucking grass like every single time we do this game.
It definitely looks 2D.
I mean, does it though?
Well, it looks like almost like maybe an isometric game.
Maybe.
Like a top-down. Oh, maybe it's Baldur's Gate.
It is a two-dimensional image.
Yeah. Let's see.
There's no way it was Baldur's Gate.
Oh, it's a 92% though.
Yeah, but Baldur's Gate doesn't look that good. Like the original. Well, there's the enhanced edition. I don't know how that looks.
More grass. We got some like floaties here.
I don't know. Maybe it's Warcraft 3.
Oh, it could be.
It does have that color palette.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. That's funny. Just finished talking about Warcraft Rumble in the first game that comes out.
Yeah,
That's
92. Great. Man, maybe Blizzard, you should make another RTS Warcraft. You know? Just a thought.
Whoa. That's old.
Oh.
That's very old.
Yeah.
Unless it's old on purpose. Could be old on purpose.
I
don't recognize it at all, though.
It could be. I don't.
It does. It looks like a racing game. Like that looks like it says. Oh wait, no. Look, it says so or 50.
Yeah.
50.
Do me a favor. Try Super Amazing Wagon Adventure. Oh, do they not have it?
No.
Oh, okay.
It looks that's a speedometer for sure.
Probably.
It's gotta be a speedometer, right? Could it be like Outrun or something like that? The original? No, that looks better than this, right?
Probably, but give it a try anyway.
If I get that. No. Okay, no.
Oh no, this is a fucking like CGA game.
This is old.
There's a cursor. There's a gauntlet cursor there.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see that.
Oh god.
Don't recognize it.
Could this be Shadow of Mordor? The original like game? Text adventure Shadow of Mordor that they got the name from. Not Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor.
No, it's not in there.
Maybe Shadows of Mordor? Maybe plural? No. Okay. No. Oh god.
Skip.
Oh. It's got a cursor, so that implies a mouse, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. That looks like an inventory screen?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, man. Yeah, go ahead and skip.
Oh, DOS.
I feel like I've seen this one before. These are EGA graphics.
Yeah.
Oh god, maybe it's like try King's Quest 3. How about 2? Yeah, just put in King's Quest. We'll see. We'll get if it's the right franchise.
No.
Oh.
Wait, action? I wouldn't call it action. I was going to say Populous. But it's not an action game.
No, this is not Populous. Populous has got like VGA graphics. It's way more colorful than this.
Yeah, I have no idea what this is.
Oh man.
You are on your own. This is out of my wheelhouse for sure.
Why did I have
so it's clearly medium laser, machine gun. I don't know what PPC would mean though.
Action and science fiction.
Another skip?
No, give me a second. It's not XCOM. Yeah, what is that? Because that looks like CGA. But then we go to what is clearly EGA with its 16 colors. What in the hell is this?
Yeah, and what the hell is this? Like, this
Yeah,
seems like
like
not even
these
remotely
all
the
look
same
like they're
game.
coming from different games.
Maybe it's like a collection of mini games, like Action 52 kind of a thing.
Try Laser Squad. Let's see if that comes up. No. Is that the name I'm thinking of? God, the creator of XCOM did something prior to XCOM that I think was called Laser Squad, but now I'm not sure. Yeah, hit skip. Oh Jesus.
What is that? I don't like.
It
What is
looks
that
like a
blob
first
of
person. It
nothing?
looks like a first person view from. Oh God, is it going to be some fucking flight simulator game? Oh, ooh, UFO simulator. Try that.
No.
Damn it.
Yeah, I have no clue, dude. No idea.
Fuck.
1989. I mean,
Damn it.
no clue.
I don't know. All right, Skip, let's see the video.
It's like a mech game.
Oh, God, is this Megatron? Try Megatron.
No.
Damn it. Then I don't know.
Is it? It's not Mech Warrior, is it?
No. No, Mech Warrior started in the 90s. Dynamics Inc. Damn it.
No idea.
Just to try Mech Platoon, maybe. Who knows?
It is Mech
It
Warrior.
is Mech Warrior. What the fuck? I thought
I should have got that.
that I was sure that the first Mech Warrior game came out in like 1992. Wow.
Damn it.
Okay, well, that's fuck. That's embarrassing.
I should have got that.
Okay. I have no idea what this is. It looks like hair on a turd.
It looks like a Zelda kind of. Well, it's clearly a cliff, and
yeah,
then there's like
but
a
it's brown
dungeon
and it's
on
got
there.
stuff sticking out of it, so I say it looks like hair on a turd.
Yeah, ew. I didn't have any cord.
Oh God.
It's not like Echoes of Wisdom or anything like that.
It doesn't look like it to me.
No. 86%. We should know it from this. Could be Banner Saga.
Maybe. Try it. I've never actually played any of those games.
No. PC. Oh, it's Wildermyth.
Oh, okay. I've never even heard of that.
You should play it. It's good. It's a grid-based RPG where every time you play through, you play with characters that you create, and then the journey is randomly generated. So you end up with a different story every time, and then in subsequent playthroughs you can play as like descendants of the characters and stuff. It's really cool. Really cool indie game. Recommend. Oh, is this Cooking Mama?
Maybe. I did kind of get a cooking vibe from it because of the meat grinder.
It is a Cooking Mama game.
Oh God, it could be any of them.
Let's pick one. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are so many of those.
Didn't play any of them, but I recognize the cookingness. This looks familiar.
Well, it's set. It looks like it's probably set in China from that text.
Oh, this might be Sifu.
Do you want to try it?
I only played it once.
Well, that was apparently enough.
Yeah, the game's hard as fuck, man. It's a modern brawler roguelite. Actually, it's more of a roguelike But like every time you die, you try again, but your character ages.
Yeah.
What 1 year? It's fucking hard.
Because you've been
though,
in the hospital that long.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. Oof, no idea.
Once again, foliage.
At least it's a, different color.
It's a different shade of green.
Yeah.
It's foliage at
that,
sunset. Yes,
I'd call that orange.
Oh,
Ooh.
Jesus Christ. Come on.
Well, it's a side scroller. We can see the platforms there.
Probably.
87. I wonder if this is Neva, because I haven't played it.
Oh, try it. No, there you go. Haven't played it, but apparently you don't need to.
It's the same guys who made Grease.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Haven't played it, but it looks gorgeous. Man, I'm on a roll today. I technically have 3 nailed it. Oh, no, not 3. 2. Ooh. Oh. No. No. I thought I knew it, but because I'm getting like soccer story vibes.
Yeah, it does. It does look like the painted lines on like a soccer or a football field.
Yeah, but I don't think it is though.
So you could try it. No reason not to.
It's either is it golf story or
just try.
Soccer story?
Just try. Just give it a try.
No. Oh, it's too old. Okay. Now I have no idea. That first one looks a lot more.
Yeah, that looks like
newer,
imitation retro, and not
actually retro.
What
this
the
looks
hell?
Actually retro. Yeah, I have no clue.
Yeah,
I can't even tell like what this is supposed to be.
No, wait. Zombies ate my neighbors.
Oh yeah, it could be. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, nice job. Nice job. There's the grass.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Would you believe I recognized that swimming pool tile? That plain ass gray tile?
The knowledge that's in our heads is just so strange.
It's bizarre.
Like, how does that work?
Decent game though.
Yeah. Difficult. Decent.
Yes.
Ooh. Is this Metro Exodus?
No.
Have you played Exodus?
Yeah.
Huh? I don't know. Could be. It's also giving me Nier Automata vibes, but it looks too good for that.
No, it's not. There's no area that looks like this. I want to say like fucking Battlefield Bad Company 2.
No way.
It doesn't look good enough, but I just remember there being like oh no, wait, am I thinking of a Call of Duty? I don't know. I remember there was a snow level in one of those games. They completely blend together for me.
Oh, well, it's neither of those.
Yeah, clearly.
With a 70.
And with the fucking fantasy spikes coming out of the ground.
I don't recognize this.
That was the dead giveaway. I
got nothing.
Don't know. I don't know. Well, it's recent-ish. I have no idea what this is.
No, I've got nothing.
I've clearly never played it. It kind of looks cool, though. I have no idea what this is.
I probably will know it because that generation I'm pretty up on, but I don't recognize it. I wish I had what was the score? 70? Yeah. Oh, that's why I don't recognize it. Because it's an anime JRPG. No clue.
Shin Megami Tensei 4.
I think we've had that one already, but I could be wrong.
Or 5. 5, pardon me. 5.
Nope. That's not even in that series.
Oh, well then. I guess I'm fucked. How about Code Vein? I don't know.
I don't think so. It could be. Nice. Wow.
That was a shot in the dark.
So,
I was like, what's another anime game from that era?
Judging from this, I wouldn't say it was Code Vein, but then I was like, wait a minute, that game's very brown. So that makes total sense. Nice call.
I absolutely did not know that's what it was. That was 100% of fucking just going based on the numbers.
Good call. Good call.
That was an educated roll of the dice. As for this, I don't know.
No idea. At least it's not grass.
No, it's not grass. It's actually the most informative first screenshot I think we've ever had. We've even got text on it.
I know what it is. It's Deep Rock Galactic.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's a good game. Yeah, we'll do 2 more.
I don't know what this is. Dim, dark, in shadow. But I couldn't tell you what game it is.
No, me either.
88.
88.
It's pretty good.
That's strong. Oh. No. Okay.
There's what looks like fuel storage tanks, maybe? Because they do tend to be those big spheres. There's some kind of structural reason for it.
Yeah. I don't know. I need more info. This isn't enough.
Yeah.
It's not visually distinct enough, I don't think, to know.
Yeah.
Oh. I should know from that.
There was a part of me that was going to say, what about that Contra game that came out a few years ago? And then I was like, 88.
No way. I feel like we should know this one.
Absolutely not.
Is that a giant bug and these are like buildings?
Normal buildings, or are they tiny buildings and that's just a moderately large bug?
Yeah.
Is it like a scale model city with a still large but not monstrously large bug?
Yeah, the scale looks fucking weird. Because that looks like a road right there.
It is a road. There's a car going across it.
I can't think of a single game where you can see that type of detail at that scale. That's weird.
Yeah.
And that bug you'd think would jump out at me as like, oh, that's from duh.
Yeah, the only game I can think of that has like giant bugs at that scale would be something like Earth Defense Force, but
Earth Defense Force.
They don't look that good.
No. And it wouldn't get an 88.
Not even remotely that good. I'm not saying that they're bad games. I'm just saying they don't have that kind of a budget.
They're bad on purpose. Let's be real.
They're cheesy.
Yeah. I have no idea what this is. Oh, it's oh, wait, no.
Could it be Helldivers 1? Oh no, a battle royale.
No, it's I thought it was that that Respawn game. What was that one called? That I always forget the name of.
Apex Legends.
Yeah, but I don't remember any bugs though.
Who the fuck knows? Maybe try it. No reason not to. Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember shooting bugs in that game, but maybe I guess you do.
Also, isn't that game third person?
No, it's third person.
Then what's
first person? Three people per team.
Then what's the third person one I'm thinking of? It's not Fortnite. There's another one that's third person. Oh fuck it, who cares?
Battle Royale?
Yeah, I don't play Battle Royale games.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one it would be. All right, last one. Go.
Fuck.
Go where?
Nidhogg.
Is this Super Mario Kart?
Nidhogg.
Oh, it could be, yeah. Nice. That game's
I love
weird.
this game.
Yeah, that's fun. Did you play a sequel? It's weird.
No,
it's way
I haven't
weirder.
played the sequel.
It's not as good. The first
yeah,
one's
I
so
looked
much
at it and I thought,
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been Screenshot Scope. And this has been Press Pause, a gaming podcast, episode 52. If you want to follow me on the socials, I am at TJ-Leo on BlueSky.
And I am at Ninjas, also on BlueSky.
If you want to email us, you can do so at co.op.podcasts@gmail.com. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and join the Co-op Club Discord community server. Until next time, get back to gaming.
Flat
tired.
booty.